Hello, everyone, and welcome to High Road, the road that runs on high. So, when last we left our heroes, they went to the library and had a delightful time checking out some books. And they also had a little bit of a dust up, and with all of that sorted in the library shelves, they decided to take a little walk. So, our party is faced with two grand possibilities. One, continue to dick around in the city before visiting the Viceroy. Two, go visit the Viceroy and then dick around in the city some more afterwards. The choice is yours.
Sorry, what are the choices again?
Go to the palace or go do the rest of the shopping or sightseeing that we wanted to do.
The only reason I bring this up is I think that you guys were gonna go to the palace, but I did not know for certain. You strongly imply that's where you were headed next.
Yeah. I mean, for us to get back to uh, the other potential shops that we know of, we have to go back down to the southern district, which would make us go all the way around again. Because something it hasn't been enough time to.
Well, you've also seen a map of the whole city now, so you know the other districts.
That's fair.
Which, yeah, I think so. As you walk, we. But you're on the map of Mirko. Sorry, I thought you were on the map of the library. Okay, so yeah, this is the city as you know it. Um, and the Circle of Spring is a grand market immediately to your west. You see many fine shoppies and grand outlaid pavilion with caravaneers hawking their ware.
Where is the palace here?
I presume the
Or the
court of the
viceroy.
viceroy.
Is
That
that what
sounds
that
like
thing
a
says?
safe
Yeah. There's a
bet.
large,
Okay.
palace structure with gold walls you've seen.
I'm like looking, I'm like, what is am I looking for the palace? Like, oh, okay, that's what that says there.
Indeed.
Um, well, all the places Kavancha wants to go is in the south side mostly.
Wasn't there like a potion shop or something? Across the bridge, like in this area that some of us were directed to.
I thought he was
There
on
are some
Silver Street.
fine alchemists in Gold Street, or a little more, shall we
Yeah,
say,
I thought there were.
hoity-toity, higher
Yeah, I thought there
class,
were two. I thought there was
a
like,
little
yeah,
above.
there's the Gold Street one, but there's also the Silver Street one. But iffy on the results.
Yeah,
That's
so
what I remember personally. Because Lonnie would like to check that out at some point.
yeah, absolutely. So, do you? Yeah, so I mean, Gold Street is right there. You could head through the wharfs or around the court of the Viceroy. You can also just see what's for sale on the Circle of Spring. There are many fine shops with bedazzling signs and golden illumined staves heralding their wares.
I don't we could stop by the Circle of Spring. Just to see what's
Yeah.
up there, and then we can go to the Court of the Viceroy.
Um, on the way there, Lonnie's just gonna ask Zion if there's like any more of the chitin material for the armor or like anything else it thinks it could use to like make sure this doesn't fall apart.
Um,
Many people surround you in the market as you traverse and travail, walking around, calling and hawking their wares.
don't
Lonnie
think I
has.
have that particular creature's materials?
Or just like anything else. I kind of don't remember what we looted beside like the little string guy, which I don't think that's gonna help much.
We can go to the what's that temple? I forgot what
Yes,
the temple
the
is
Black
called.
/ or Gash, depending, temple and
Yeah.
Canal's End.
We could go there to see if they have parts for sale.
Also,
Since they deal with a lot of creature parts.
So how big are direwolf teeth compared to a gnome?
Large.
Like armor large or sword large or like dagger large?
I mean, like, maybe you could make a pauldron out of a row of them.
Okay. Cool, because I apparently have some direwolf teeth. How many? I have no idea. I also have some eyes. Now, whether or not those are not just slop, at this point, is a different matter.
It may depend on how they're restored.
Why do you have a bunch of wolf eyes?
Apparently I looted a direwolf at some point.
I think when we were in Kokoloi Forest.
As one does.
Yeah, that tracks.
It's more like I understand why you have teeth, but like, why do you have eyes?
I don't know. Apparently I listed the pelt, eyes, and teeth.
Yeah, so you see, like 2 out of those 3 things I understand, but the eyes?
I don't know. Okay, so that's I guess that's something else I want to be on the lookout for.
What other kind of wares do they have selling around?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is there like anything noteworthy around? Lonnie's looking for. Lonnie's most interested in potions personally, and I guess like animal parts.
Yeah, well, you definitely find some street vendors who, for lack of a better way of putting it, seem not part averse. Maybe a part rich environment even. And yeah.
Kamal's just looking for 300 gold worth of diamonds. It doesn't have to be from any particular place, so.
Mm-hmm.
He's all looking around for a jeweler.
Yeah, so you're looking for a jeweler. Some people are looking for potions. You trundle around. Oh, I see. So
That's not a good sound after rolling dice. Okay.
you
It's a great
guys,
sound. What are you talking about?
you guys wander and you wonder as you wander, and Marco. Yeah, hold on. Yeah. So there's merchants, right?
Mhm.
There's merchants all set up all over, and yeah, you definitely find some people who are selling potions. There's definitely nothing, suspect about these potions, to be clear. And there are jewelers. There are jewelers who are offering diamonds. And the merchants here. There's some Katorgo caravaneers. There are some regular. There's some dwarves. And one dwarf caravaneer says, "I have a fine cut of diamonds right here for you." Yeah, there's a lot of gemstones, raw gems over here, and then there is the the potion seller, and she gesticulates and she says, "Come, try my wares. And you can see she has a mix of misty purple potions and burbly eyeballs, sphinctered, tubes.
Wait, if
orange
I try
glows.
my wares, does she have like a sample out?
Yeah, she's got like a little set of like glass shot glasses, and she's got like this
Jeez.
rainbow swirling like decanter of like a pitcher basically. It seems muddled, like the paint on a little paint splatter that is slowly beginning to congeal into gray black. But the colors of the edge remain very vibrant and burning. And the hedge witch says, "I have here potions that can grant you all you desire."
I thought potions don't work unless you drink all of it. How can you have samples out?
She says, "My potions are based upon an ancient hermetic tradition, passed down from the mountains of Devuda."
Insight check and on how if
They
what
convey
information is.
they convey essence that assists you.
I want to insight check, but I have to remember Lonnie's stupidly trusting.
All right, Tento. So she's I mean they are potions, and that's true.
Yeah. Good to know.
And drinking all of them to get their effect, that's not false, but yeah, you get the sense that the sample jug is mostly kind of like a placebo, like just juiced up enough to actually make someone think they're feeling something. And she's got a very wide array that seemed designed to catch the eye more so than like a sort of logical spread. Like you might expect more of what you guess would be health potions, but you don't see that. There's only a few that seem to fit that bill. And she says that she's of the ancient hermetic traditions of the hills and mountains of Devuda. She's definitely saying that, because what are the odds that anyone here would either be or know a hermit from the mountains around
I was
Devuda?
actually gonna ask, can I do a history roll or something?
You can do a remembering Orochi exists roll. That's an int save, though.
I was gonna say it's like
Oh, okay. I actually did not realize that he told us like we just knew that he was a hermit.
No,
say Tento just assumes that since she mentioned hermit that she knows Hiroshi.
Oh, all
Hiroshi's
hermits
had
know
to
each
defend
other, I
his-
see.
Yeah, all hermits know each other, so
Yeah, I mean, you know that. You do know a hermit from the outskirts of Devuda who, he's got like magic plants he cultivates. That seems very potion-like.
Yet Hiroshi cultivated magical plants?
Wait, do I remember that Hiroshi is related to this group of people?
With 14, I'd say yes.
Oh, I guess Lonnie's gonna ask. Do you know Hiroshi then?
Well, I mean, it's passed down from the Devudan hermits. I was taught by a different Devudan hermit, but I'm sure yours is also very wizened in the hermetic ways.
Well, I guess not really, since he lives with us now. Doesn't really make him a hermit anymore, does it?
Oh, well,
Now that you think
perhaps
about
he's,
it.
gained a lot of hermit lore in his time reflecting in the mountains that he can now share. He has cultivated himself into a great talent, you see. Some skills are best learned in seclusion with the opportunity to train and reflect, and then brought forth into the world to bring benefit to society. Like my potion. Meanwhile, the dwarf caravaner says, how you doing? Looking to get some gems? Some fine semi-cut gems?
Thunders.
Thank
Damn,
you,
that's a loud.
Crafentale, for
You're
the
gonna break
follow.
some eardrums.
Got some fine semi-cut gems here, semi-precious and precious stones. He pulls over jade and obsidian and topaz and some lapis, and you do see there's a big like tray at the corner of diamonds. One of the miners tilts it towards you. You see a gleam. There's still like rock hunks at the edge of the diamond.
Do you know if Anorax would have like a common gem or precious stone that they like using in either jewelry or craft or other crafts?
You got better access to amber than most people.
Oh, I'm gonna ask. Do you have any clean amber or sorry, I said clean, uncut amber and diamonds?
He says, "Oh, looking for some amber, are you? Well, I'm sure you have discerning eyes for them. Well, as it just happens, he gesticulates to a guy who pulls out a box. There's a slip slapping. He pulls out what appears to be a fairly lopsided hunk of amber, about the size of his fist. He says, "A good hunk of amber here. Oh, and diamonds, of course." And he shows you there's this tray of diamonds that glitters in various different shapes and cuts and roughnesses. How much diamond are you looking for? And Zion walks over and someone says, "Hey, that's it." And someone says, "What's it?" Someone says, "It's the drink walker." And everyone looks, and like their eyes go wide and say, "By me father's beard! It is the walking suit of armor that dispenses the rare liquors. Hello, Zion! Welcome to our store!"
Oh yeah!
I just remembered.
I was like,
Oh
drink
my
water.
God.
Like,
Yeah.
what? So did someone see
Drink
Zion
water.
walking in the river?
Oh my
No,
God.
no. Yeah,
My cousin
drink-
told
Zion passed out expensive shit to a bunch of dwarves, like one after the other.
Now a legend among their people. My cousin
Oh.
told me all about you. Oh, they're still savoring those bottles. Hello, we've got a fine selection of gemstones for you. We're just, I'd say you wouldn't happen to be part of the plucky group known as the Shade of the Mountain, would you? He asks Cabancho.
Yes, I am part of said group.
Oh, why didn't you say so? Discount for friends of yours. Any
Oh,
friend of
appreciate
Zion's
it,
a friend of ours. Come. We'll have to have a drink after. And so, they immediately look like they're about to, favorable up those prices. Meanwhile, in the hedge witch counter, right? Kind of says, "Go on, taste their potency," and gesticulates to the chromatic swirling pitcher. She grabs the bottom of it suggestively as if though she might decant into a cup for Lonnie to try.
Mr. Ilani, it's all BS, but she's really trying here, so act like it's real.
Lonnie is just gonna continue saying what she was gonna say. It's like, oh, I don't think I could actually tell the difference. I don't really drink a lot of potions myself. But I am looking for a very specific or a very specific kind of potion.
A very specific kind of potion.
Or at least one with a specific effect.
Yeah, so what would that effect be?
It's just I'm gonna be going out traveling on the water soon, but I'm not the strongest swimmer, so I was just wondering if there's anything that could help me breathe underwater, or maybe change into something that can swim better.
Yes, I have just the idea. Behind the counter, you hear a clinking and a splash, and something rolls around, and fits something with an audible twink, and she pulls out a blue glass, which for some reason has what appears to be a glass, perfectly circular bead, like a marble, stuck into the throat of this strangely formed bottle that she has quickly corked. And
Is it
seems to
ramen?
fizz. It seems as if though she's got a little. She says, "This sweet beverage will help lift you from the waters."
Lonnie, how do you get the marble out?
Wait, how do I get the what?
How do you get the marble out?
Oh, you're not supposed to get the marble out. It adds to the flavor. I've dusted it, you see, with alchemical notes. See how it glitters.
Tinto is mesmerized by the marble in the bottle.
Yeah, how did she get it in there? Huh?
How do you get in there then? How'd you put it in there?
So Wait, so like the marbles are kind of like blocking the entrance, right?
Yeah, well, it's enough that like they could go around the marble, perhaps. You know.
I'm kind of like worried like if I like fall into the water, I'm gonna need to like drink a potion or something. Like, am I gonna be able to like drink this in time? It seems very hard to.
Oh
open.
no! Don't worry, don't worry. You only need to drink a bit for its effects to take hold due to the essence-based nature of the magics, and you'll have some more. But you will need to use it pretty shortly after it's opened because the vital fizz essence imbued with it will taper off after about an hour, a half hour's exposure to open air.
Oh, so you can use it multiple. Oh, that'd be really good for, especially for my.
She
How much is
nods
it?
sagely, and she says, "Why, this is a rare and exotic creation that I have created using the knowledge of the hermits of Davuda. It would be hard to part with it, but given I sense you are," she gesticulates to your wolf companion, "a fellow traveler in the arts beyond the walls of the confines of more narrowly pictured so-called civilization. For you, 10 gold."
Oh God. It just all that came for me is like, oh God, this is so sad. Okay, Lonnie is going to. Lonnie was like considering asking Tento for his opinion after he's like, oh, this is like low BS, but hearing like that low or what she perceives to be like a great deal, and totally not sus at all. She just completely forgets what Tento says, like, and quickly digs into her coin purse for 10 gold.
Yeah. Well,
And I am sure that this will work as intended.
yeah. So, you hand
Is
her
this
10
where, like,
gold,
watches, like,
and she says, "Oh, by the way, this one is lychee flavored." And yeah, so you have the fizzy marble lychee beverage. It is purported to help grant buoyancy in the waves.
Perfect. Now I don't have to worry as much about drowning.
Then just sort of shrugs like, eh. There are worse ways for you guys to spend your money. At least this one has a cool little marble.
Yeah.
I am sure that this will save me in a life or death situation. Thank you.
Of
Oh.
course. Meanwhile, the dwarves are all like, more dwarves have come over. It's like, it's Zion, the drink walker. And, everybody's, having a great time. And they quickly tell a bunch of, oh, for you. And they offer, like, about 300 gold worth of diamonds for about 300 gold. And one of them says, oh, that's the one with Bang the Mermaids, as they point at the approaching Tento.
The fuck?
And they say, all the shade of the mountains, always welcome here at the Guilt Delights. Yes, the Guilt Delight Caravan Company.
Was the other caravan name the same, or is just
No,
or does
but
just
these people
travel?
are saying like, oh, gee, my cousin knows of you. Like, these are people who are
Yeah.
like second-hand story experiences. They're meeting you for the first time, but they know of Zion's reputation.
Okay.
And the moniker it
Zion.
has been ascribed.
I forget that Zion was the one to find all those bottles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm wondering, do you
Or
remember
at the very
how you
least,
got the
Zion was
bottles?
holding it.
Every nice piece of alcohol that's ever been looted from a dungeon, like particularly like the whole liquor cabinet of one of the people from the Brass Eye Citadel.
That's where. I was trying to remember. I do remember it grabbing all this stuff. I just don't remember when. Like, jeez.
A lot of it was Brass Eye Citadel,
Zion,
or like
this is-
overall looting Cathadak.
See, Tento Sir like nudges Zion. See, Zion, this is what you get when you steal everything. Get new friends.
I see.
300 gold for the diamond. How about for the amber?
Okay, well, just like, yes, this is
Say,
fine.
oh, the amber. Well, it's a fine hunk, but I'm sure you'll do well with it. And it's got a bit of a rough edge. If I'm plus 20 gold.
Done deal.
The gold changes hands, and they do in fact inquire if Zion
Oh.
has any fine new vintages and would care to go for a drink, because as I say, there's a wonderful vineyard up in the north part of the town.
We have an important dinner to go to tonight.
Oh, of course. We'll be in town for another few days, though, if you happen to come by. We're just offloading our wares and taking on new ones.
Alright. I will keep that in mind.
Of course, always a pleasure, Zion. Good to meet you.
And to see
you
if
too.
Foundry has a Ramune bottle shaped ocean image.
I hope so.
Have to make.
I will ask them real quick. Hey, can you play me in a way of a blacksmith?
Like, oh, of course. Well, if you want most of the regular blacksmiths, I'd say you'd check the trades down south. But there's one who specializes in very fancy armors over in Gold Street. Yes, and then there's the one who does the special appointments to maintain heirloom weapons. Oh yeah, also over in Gold Street. I guess the question is how much gold you're looking to spend. Because if the answer is a lot of gold, you can probably find someone to do it for you on Gold Street. Yeah, but if you just need a common blacksmith for like a horseshoe or something, I'd go to the trades down south.
Probably someone who's used to working with unique materials.
Someone says, oh, there's Walk with Saints down south. And the other guy says, Walks with Saints has a lot of clever ideas. But if you ask me, if you're looking for something very reliable material-wise, I'd go to Herbert. Yeah, Herbert on Gold
Herbert?
Street. Oh yes, Herbert. Well, Herbert's an appointment-only fellow, but I spotted him. We better something special at a cut rate recently, and we're fast as friends now. I'm sure I could let him know that Shade of the Mountains reputable organization might not mind taking a walk in.
Ooh, would appreciate that, friend.
Of course. And he takes out like a piece of paper. He folds it, pulls out a wax seal, presses that shit, and hands you like a napkin folded note and says, just hand this to Herbert's doorman, and I'm sure they'll let you in.
Thank you. I'm gonna go make sure Lion doesn't spend more money on weird things.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you,
half the
Fred.
fun of the market.
Thank you, friend. We'll definitely have to go go out for drinks afterwards.
Of course, you could always call upon us. And, they continue to wave on new customers to sell rocks to.
They were what's the name of their
Guilt Delight Caravan Company.
Guilt Delight? Okay, there it is.
So, Lonnie, have you tried to buy any war potions from this lady, or are you carrying on?
I mean, Oroshi's cool. Oroshi was doing some weird poison potion shit. Lonnie's gonna ask if there's any more.
And she says, oh, well, what else does your heart desire?
Oh, just like any more of this. Like I know you say you can use this multiple times, but it's just gonna be like a long journey.
Just one moment. And you guys see, like, the people walking up from behind, she actually has, like, several of these bottles and marbles that she kind of, like, plugs together. She's got some sort of, like, a metal tap that she's, like splooshing into the bottle. She's throwing something in and she's, like, shaking it up and then, like, flunking the marble with great dexterity and then corking it. And she puts it up on, and she says, a second one. And then Lonnie, party walks up, right? And Lonnie's at the X2 lychee flavored marble.
I will pay another 10 gold for another one.
Yeah, alright.
For this life-saving potion that will totally work
Of course.
in Lonnie's most dire moments.
Does it need refrigeration to work?
No, it seems to miraculously keep itself very cool.
Who wants to drink warm soda?
That's why I asked if refrigeration is required.
What? Soda? This? No, it's a potion, obviously.
Stencils just sort of looks at Lonnie and like, it's like dot dot dot, sweet sweet summer child. And she wait, Lonnie, were you born in the summer or were you born in the spring?
I actually never considered that.
All right, well, Lonnie, we're going.
Joke's
Stop.
on you, it was the fall.
Lonnie, we're going now. You can stop buying potions from a nice lady. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Lady's gonna stop selling you potions now.
He waves.
Do you think Hurricane knows about how to make this? Oh man, if I knew that that his people were so good at making potions, right, we should have asked him for some before heading out.
I'm sure he'll have no problem making them for you when we get back. What? What are you telling me hermits aren't just like a group of people?
Let me subtract another 10 gold now. Oh man, I was at like such a nice number, and now
You're all heading on, right? And
Mhm.
there's a child, and I cannot find the peasant child token, so I'm just gonna make this dude small.
two of these potions now.
Oh, I
And-
see. So
and
you're
there's-
doing
there's a little lad, and perfect, and he says, "Hello, get your oddities, get your strange goods, get your magical items, all
He sounds
at the
unwell.
the odd O's, with the Aaron Odama. Oh."
You're doing the
know.
Cyberpunk 77
Smaller
method.
than the small people.
That child sounds unwell. He kind of looks unwell too, to be honest.
Does the kiddo look sick?
No, he just looks like he's very hoarse from doing all of this, screaming all the time. And he's running around. He's got a flyer. He's shaking, and it seems to depict the letter O, silvered, and perhaps some sort of a strange doorway with circular windows.
You know what? Tento's never one to look away from free stuff. He'll take a flyer.
Yeah, it's a strangely illumined, almost silvered page, and it depicts a strange storefront with a little metal O hanging out front, and boxes in the window showing goods that just seem to pour out light in the artist's depiction. Would you, when you look up, you feel like you see a store that you didn't see before at the edge of the circle. It's somewhat between two others, on a slightly crooked street.
You guys ever seen that store over there? Tento points at it.
You all see, as Tencho points, a store you hadn't seen before.
I don't know. Maybe it's a new store.
That just suddenly appeared in front of us.
I mean, it's not like we know every store here.
I mean, we probably missed it. It's a pretty busy area.
Yeah, you're probably right.
None of us are that familiar with this place. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a bunch of hidden stores that we don't know of.
Kid, who gave you? Is it I'm guessing the store owner gave you these flyers, right?
Yeah, he's already like trying to like move on. You have to kind of like flag him down, and he's like, "Yeah, of course. That's Heron O'Donnell for you. And he keeps going, like waving. He's trying to like. If you look at who he's going for, you see there's like a dragonborn, a dwarf monk, and an elf with 2 swords. You can tell he's kind of like profiling the adventuring looking types as like the ones with like the armor and the cool weapons and stuff. Like he's trying to get like a certain clientele or his boss. Because then again, who else has the means to purchase these things?
That's the adventurous type. It makes sense.
Let me go take a look.
The odds O's. Yeah, sure. I like how he's presenting his stuff. Seems fun.
Yeah, so hit you, activate you. So you guys walk in, and there's like just like in the flyer. There's an aperture. There's a golden O. There's a silver O hanging outside. The window displays don't actually have any goods in them. Just sort of like nice boxes that are presently locked up. And as you come in, I move the token where it needs to go. And there's a slight bit of fanfare as the mood changes.
Ooh.
Because the fucking alarm goes off. And yeah, you see
Yeah, caution symbol.
a woman in a unique looking mask descend. And she says, "Hello." And she stepped down from some stairs. There's various boxes and odds and ends all over the wall. Most of her shop seems to be somewhat locked up. She's wearing a strange mask and otherwise really silvery, glittery dress. And she walks over behind the counter of her fine establishment and says, "What can I do for you?"
We're browsing. We got this flyer, and it caught our attention.
Yeah, Enzo's robot.
Oh, that's loud.
Oh, I see. Well, she gesticulates broadly. You're welcome to have a look around. Anyone tries to get the right. So, how to display this? Or that's Oina Choi. So, more or less, she also has shelves. We'll ignore the fact they look like collaboration.
Elves. Oh my gosh.
And out on the public floor, there's more or less 3 segments of note that I will denote via sort of a dragged area. And yeah, so she just goes with her hand. You see the Western rack. You see what curiously appears to be a glass glove box. A glass glove box without gloves in them. Gloves in them.
Oh, I thought you said it was a glass glove box with no gloves. I was like, I'm so very sorry. Come by that again. I was confused for a second.
A pointy purple wizard's hat. A delicious looking golden cloak. A silver 3-pronged hairpin set with sapphires. And a set of boots as dark as the night with gleaming silver buckles.
I vote we get the hairpin for Zion because I think it look cute.
Yeah, we'll just tape it on his head or something.
Lonnie wants to go investigate the pointy wizard hat.
Yeah, so you go and invent. You invent the wizard hat. No.
Yes, I
The wizard
invented
hat.
it. I had this great new creation. It's gonna be like especially
So
popular during this
stylish.
1 month.
Yeah.
So it was so stylish.
Yeah.
Watch.
Yeah, Heron Odama says, "Oh, I see you've taken note of that item." She walks over and she says, "This is the cap of Concordant." And it sort of glows a little like golden underneath the rim. And she says, "This is for the swift, the agile, the dodgy, the people trying to get out of Dodge, and those who wander where mortal creatures ought not and seek to return safely." And anybody who is inspecting could make an arcana if they want to appraise it themselves. Sento,
Ooh, I
question
saw
is,
that one.
how long ago
Jesus,
did
I.
Oh, that's a nice die. That looks very Zion.
Sento, you get the feeling that it's probably magic. Zion, you think it might have an
Let's
impact
go.
upon
I-
travels in
Zion.
the outer realms and also your ability to dodge things. Lonnie. Lonnie, you determine its functionality, however. The cap of Concordance requires attunement, and whenever the attuned wearer takes the dodge action, they gain plus 5 feet of movement on that turn. Additionally, the wearer, the attuned wearer, has advantage on all saving throws against psychological effects and phenomena present in other realms of existence.
Does it look like a wolf can wear this?
Maybe if you put a strap on. The question is. question
Put a strap
is-
on his head.
Does it look like Lonnie could see over the cap if she were to put it on Lumi?
I guess my question is, it would definitely like blind her. You'd like cut eye holes or something. My
No,
question.
but no. Is the cap too tall for Lonnie to like? Because like Lumi's head is in front of Lonnie when she's riding it. Would it like block Lonnie's view if it were to be on Lumi?
You'd probably be able to see over, but it would be like flapping at your nose.
Is Lumi okay?
Lumi kind of looks at you like, really? I don't know if can Lumi attune to magic items?
Oh shit! You're right. It does require attunement. I'm like, who takes the dodge action? And she would be even faster. That would have been perfect. Damn it. But also Lumi in a pointy hat would have been cute.
True.
It would have been hilarious. And she might resent you, but it'd be funny.
Thorough. Hey, I need to check how many attuned items there are. Okay. Handful of attunement.
Kabanja's gonna go to the boots and try to look at those.
Are they arachn? Are they?
Those kind of like the
Anorexic?
general aesthetic of the store. Is it like
It's very
sketchy in any sort of way?
It's very grand. It feels, the windows are circular, and it's all sort of arranged to make the space feel larger than it is on the inside. And there's everything laid out to along the walls and the edges, and it's very nice stuff. A lot of it's like locked up or behind glass. And yeah, do you examine any of the other items in this shelf?
Uh, I guess I'll check out the hairpins. I already got a nice looking cloak.
She says, I see you've been struck by the hairpin. I can tell you that it will keep your condition immaculate in many senses. Are you familiar with the spell Blade Ward?
No. So I say, board.
It helps you against most common forms of damage.
Oh.
Lumi like tries to bite at the hat and she's like, Unless you're buying it, I'm afraid that we can't have your friend teething on the fabric.
Yeah, Lumi, don't damage it. I just want to see how it looks.
Lumi growls at you and says, I'm afraid your partner is not interested this time. And
Bonnie will dejectedly put it back.
Aw.
and Joe, the hairpin, it's the hairpin, right?
Yeah.
The
Blade
silver hairpin of sticking. Once per long
what?
rest. So it requires attunement, right?
Yes.
Once per long rest, the attuned wearer may cast Blade Ward. Additionally, every time they cast Blade Ward, one weapon within 5 feet of them ends.
That sounds dangerous.
Whoever has this in their hair cannot lose the hairstyle they had when it was inserted until it is removed.
Do you get to choose what bends?
No.
Well, I'm all out of 2 minute slots, so that's all you guys.
I don't know. I'd rather not have the weapon in my own hand bend.
It's within 5 feet, as long as you're close to someone else, it'll be fine. Right? Yeah. Yeah.
I will
Almost
clarify.
like
I will
throw my weapon.
clarify. The weapon must be a bladed weapon.
That makes sense.
Are magic items immune to this effect?
She does not say, but roll me Arcana.
Damn, that'd be devastating if your fucking weapon just got fucking like that.
It'd be so sad if you got your dual blades back and then the first thing that happens it gets bent.
You're a very good point.
Ah, yes. Very fitting as my first one.
Kabancho, who
Second roll?
knows what this could do?
Yeah, yes. It seems like it would not bend. It makes sense. Why would an item
Yeah,
do
why would
that?
magic items be vulnerable to another magic item? What was I thinking?
Why does that make any sense? Why was I thinking that? Camacho, always the logical one here. Okay.
Alright. And
It's
she-
just like, it's
and,
fine.
and this is useful if you are either going somewhere where you might starve or are seeking to gorge yourself at a fine soiree. And she gesticulates the cloak.
What does that do exactly?
Try it on and see, she gesticulates.
Well, okay, sure.
Don't bite it.
Alright, so you whip it about, right? And it rests on your shoulders, and immediately you feel hungry.
I'm hungry.
Yes.
Panda, you're always hungry though.
Now try to sate your hunger.
Anything? I think I have some kebabs that were left over
Yeah,
from yesterday.
you whip out a kebab, and no matter how much you eat, Bento, you're always the same amount of hungry.
Oh.
I pull out the jar of River jar of fish paste. And I'm like, did you want more food?
What the fuck are you doing with that?
I bought it from the River Tajaro. Got some a road snack. They say they'll preserve and last for a very long trip. But you
Yes.
seem
It is fish place.
you seem really hungry right now. So do you want some?
No, I'm just gonna take the cloak off. It's fine. I'm okay.
You take it off, and the hunger subsides, and she says,
I thought you were gonna say he's still hungry.
I'm still hungry. I'm actually still hungry because fifth is a fucking thing. Sorry, go on, Lee.
"Yeah, what do you do? What do you go for?" And she says, she keeps gesticulating around. There's more to gain.
I was interested in the boots over here.
Ah, yes, the boots. These items. Well, he kind of like muses and thinks about how to word it and says, "Will allow your footsteps to carry elsewhere. Although you should be wary, for the halls you cannot see often hold enemies you cannot hear. But one whose only danger is mundane, they can be a great boon." You can roll an Arcana if you want.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
my turn. My
and
turn.
I would say Zion has advantage on this Arcana.
Like it needs it.
All right, so
I see a
Kabancho
1 there. Can
and
I re-roll
Zion.
that?
Got a nat 1, yeah.
No, I
So
didn't.
Zion and Kabancho. The boots of the other self step. While worn, the buckles can be clicked together to project a shifting aura around your feet. Your footsteps are perfectly silent, giving advantage on some stealth checks. However, this is because the footsteps are projected into a nearby stroke adjacent plane, such as the Feyways or ethereal.
That sounds kind of scary.
So it's impossible to hear your footsteps in the regular world, but something else somewhere else might hear your footsteps. But what's it going to do about hearing your footsteps? Who knows?
Yeah, stop being such a worry wart. It'll be fine. Who cares if an unknown entity might know where you are? It might not.
By the way, so you're standing over here, right, Camacho?
Yeah.
So you're in we're right now we're in zone A, more or less, for lack of a better way of putting it. And
Oh, there's a back.
you're by zone B, right? And when you stand next to zone B, Camacho, you do see something that looks a little bit. Part of it like reminds you of Spider Silk, but you see inside this like snow globe, really. There's this silver structure of sorts, silver house.
Hmm.
And she says, "Oh, has that caught your fancy?"
Yeah, it reminds me of home a little bit. What is this?
And she says, "That is the silk redoubt, stored within an orb. When released, it becomes a full-sized structure that only yields to the one who unleashed it."
So a mobile house for one?
Well, it fits more than one, but the doors will only open for one. Additionally,
okay,
it's
that's true.
mobile once. You cannot recollect it.
Ah,
Oh.
However,
It sounds like
it
that's the
cannot
advanced
be
lock that.
entered or violated by magic means.
That sounds like the type of lock Lonnie needs to finally keep Tento out of her place.
Yeah.
Maybe. They'll probably do it.
The cap open. Yeah. So, you look about. Do you check out the gloves at all? The glove case?
Sure.
This is a pair of invisible gloves. It makes you excellent at obtaining that which you desire. However, there's a catch. 1 in 10 items that you filch with it will become invisible for an unknown duration of time.
What an interesting thing.
Are you sure it's not just a empty glass box?
And she says, "You're free to pull them on. I assure you, you can feel how snug they fit the fingers."
I try to put them on.
So she opens the glass case for you, and you feel the material that should be there on there's little gold prongs, to lay gloves on. She picks it up and you pull it on, and it's on your hand. You feel it stretched taut over your hand, but to all onlookers, there's nothing on Kabancho's hand.
I'm gonna try to steal something from Tento.
All right, so
This is gonna work so
you
well.
have a +5 to your sleight of hand.
Oh shit.
And what are you trying to steal?
Do I see him do this?
I mean, I can try rolling a stealth first. Or, well, a sleight of hand. I don't know if sleight of hand encompasses not being seen.
I'm just saying, if you're trying to
definitely-
beat his passive perception, good fucking luck.
Oh,
I
I know this is
definitely-
gonna fail horribly.
I
but
definitely don't have gold stab on me anymore. That's definitely gone. I'm looking to my inventory for things that you possibly take from me.
I'm going to try to take
I have
one of
trick bolts? Holy
his
shit.
Dwarven Discharger's magazine or crystal.
Yeah, I know. Sean.
Magazines. Yeah,
Go
they're
for it.
they're magazines.
I mean, technically, I don't know. Am I rolling stealth first, or am I just rolling straight?
Just give
sleight
me a straight up sleight of hand. +5 modifier.
+5. Ah, yes.
So yes, you still brush up against and are detected by Tento, who can twist to avoid it.
Nintendo just sort of like gives raised eyebrows, like, "What are you doing?
Testing it
Are
out.
you trying to steal from me?" My
I mean, how are we
goodness,
gonna
that was-
find out about the gloves? if they
holy
work or not?
crap, that was awful.
All right, I'm not
That
so
was
used.
Kavancha,
Now-
if you need advice, I'll give you. I've seen like kids
Nintendo.
do better.
You don't realize I have to reach down to get anything off of you. Like that's a lot of body movement.
Yeah, and I have
just
to reach up
over
to take
you.
things from you, but I still take things.
Except
Ten-
you don't.
Tento
move
pulls out the
around. You just like
invitation.
raise your hand and you grab something. I have to bend down to get to you.
Tento pulls out the invitation. I have to reach up to take things from you too, but that doesn't stop me. He pulls out the invitation again. See?
Do you pull out your own invitation? Because Kibacha doesn't have one.
I thought you still had the invitation. Did he do?
No, I think he
Nope.
means the
Oh.
invitation to the dinner, not the
Yeah.
like, secret.
Oh, to the dinner. Sorry, I thought you were talking
Yeah,
about.
that's what I meant. I was like, he's like, did you give that up already?
No.
Yeah, did you see just Tento like pull out the invitation? Yeah.
All right, I'm not used to stealing things. Okay, it's very unnatural for me.
You say that. Well, whatever. He just Tento hands out the invitation. If you need some tips, let me know.
The real question is, do you let me take it, or do you stop me?
What?
The Dwarven Discharger crystal.
No, I'm not gonna let you take it.
Okay. I was so hoping you would just let me have it, and it just
No.
goes invisible anyway.
Yeah, I heard her explanation. You know.
All right, I put the gloves back. I'm done. I had my
You
fun.
let me take no. Tento's just gonna like, okay, well, that was embarrassing for you.
We're like the worst fucking
Walk away.
customers.
Gonna walk away towards like whatever C is, I guess.
All right, so she reclaims the glove. She kind of like cocks a brow at you and says, "Perhaps your friend the thief would be more interested." And
I don't need gloves to steal things.
yes, you approach the northern edge, and you see various and sundry items. You see a blue and black sparking key of dwarvish make in a heavy lead box with thick windows.
Say it's sparky?
Yeah, it's got like little discharges of blue energy sort of crackling all around it. Sign, it reminds you of runic architecture in many ways.
What's this?
Additionally, you spy a amulet. An amulet in the shape of a 4-segmented shield. Aside from that, you see a paired set of elvish writing implements. And a tall instrument, a lyre.
Can it be a trooper?
No.
Okay.
So, yeah, you inspect the key.
Yeah.
Alright, so Zion, you
Okay.
you sense there's something runic about it. Everyone rolls an Arcana. Zion, you get advantage if you want. Zion, you rapidly determine that this is a dwarvish runic
Nat
key.
20! It's 11. It's like half a 20. That's a 20 right there.
Well, Lonnie, you know exactly what that shit is as well. An overcharged dwarvish runic key. This dwarvish runic key is meant to go to runic locks. However, by some mad dwarvish science, it appears to have been augmented with a quasi-stable metal reforming tip and additional runes to bypass barriers. It seems this key can unlock any lock, magical barrier, or a sufficiently lock-like illusion by merely having the tip touched to it. However, it has a 1 in 4 chance of exploding violently, causing
catch.
3d12 force damage, a 15-foot aura the moment it does. It crackles with possibility. And she says, "Fond of dwarvish science, are you?
Mm-hmm.
Runecraft is incredible." She kind of tips and says, "Are you much of a rune carver yourself?"
I have not learned how, but I'm
Hmm.
interested.
Perhaps you will find the lore in your travels. And yeah, there's all of this. Do any of the other items catch your glance? Or would you head back to a full survey of B?
Sorry, what else was on this shelf again?
So there's a pair of elvish writing implements, a golden lyre, and an amulet in the shape of a 4-segmented shield.
Oh, what's the golden lyre?
She says, "Ah, I see you have interest in the golden lyre. Yes. This is a lyre of laxation and lament. When it is played well, EC 18, during a short rest, expent hit die may be transferred to another resting person. However, if the roll fails, the spent hit die are lost and nobody gains the healing. It allows you to twist a song that heals others at the expense of those who grow only more tired.
Is there like any visible price tags or anything?
No, there are not. You know that with Yanlon, he either took items in barter or for a significant amount or for favors. But you haven't seen how she does business yet. She hasn't mentioned any prices. She will throw in, and if you're
Does
trying
it
to not
have-
get hit, the Amulet of Shields might help.
For the expend hit dice, is it like just the player, like just the person who plays it gets to transfer it, or
No, anybody who any who can hear and are
Okay.
participating in the short rest may donate these hit die and their results to other resting characters. Yeah. So they could be transferred to the player.
Or when it fails, is it no one like gains the benefit of
It's
the
just
short
that
rest?
the hit dice get spent, nobody gets hurt.
yeah.
You still have a short rest, but if you only dedicated like hit die to help other people, then nothing happens.
And
Okay, so if you choose to heal yourself for the short rest per normal rules,
You're fine.
that doesn't get affected. Okay.
Yeah. Only the
and
donated.
for the actual like playing role, does stuff like guidance work on it, or like you have to be like constantly playing throughout the whole short rest?
You gotta be constantly playing.
A 1 hour solo.
Yes. However, due to the magical nature of the lyre, you will still be rested at the end.
You have some you have a lot of really unique items in here.
Oh, why thank you.
Surely these must cost a fortune, right?
Oh, yes, well. I think you'll find that you have more fortunes on you than you realize.
That sounds sketchy as fuck.
I can tell that
That
you're
does.
the adventurous types. I often trade not wholly in cash, but also partially in items. In barter. However, I do have some very wealthy clientele, and fetchers eager to sell me their take, and spend it all on wine and other libations. So, she cocks a brow and says, "What's caught your interest? What are you asking after the price of?"
I think I'd like to finish looking around your wonderful store before we before I
Certainly.
think about.
Mm-hmm.
I was interested in the silk orb. How much is that gonna cost us?
Now that is a rare commodity. She looks at you and says, "But you seem like a man who has plenty of rare commodities himself."
I look at my empty pockets, sort of. Actually, that's not fair. They're not quite empty. I've got a flask of holy water.
Yep, that's exactly what she's looking for, holy water.
Maybe she
Do
needs to
I
repent.
have? I don't think that's what holy water is used for, but okay.
So, Heron Odawa, what is it worth?
And she leans in and she says, 10,000 gold.
Damn.
Okay, yeah, we're not.
Alright, bye-bye.
I mean, we might
Sorry,
technically
that's
have
it.
enough, just not here.
And
I'm not
she's
saying this out loud.
yeah. But
Yeah.
of course, I am prepared to negotiate.
Oh, we technically have.
Because you see, there's the raw value of gold, and there are more mercurial value. What do you have to offer that you feel is worthy in exchange?
I mean, besides services, I don't know if there is anything.
She cocks her head and says services. Now that's an interesting idea. She looks at you and says, you look like the adventurous type.
Yeah, I'm a pretty good driver, and I pull up my wagon license. I'm like,
Ah, I see. A wagoneer. And you can tell that there is wheels within wheels in her head. And she says, say, how good of a cart driver are you?
I mean, I used to be part of a caravan as both as a guard and as a driver.
And how fast could you get that wagon going?
I mean, that would kind of depend on, do we get to use our own wagon? Do we
You'd have to use
be
an
supplied with
unfamiliar...
good horses?
Yes, the horses are quality. You'd be supplied with a very quality wagon as
What kind of distance are you thinking of?
well. Oh, in total, probably a few thousand feet.
That seems roughly short for a wagon drive.
She smiles deeply and she says, I assure you, you've never had a wagon drive like the one I'm proposing.
Yeah, I will insight check her.
She smiles and says, by all means, please continue to examine my wares.
Oh,
We
I
can
thought
talk
she
more.
was by all means insight check me. It's like she knows.
I'm gonna look at the elven elvish writing implements.
Roll me an Arcana, because it looks like the quills are made of bone and the edge work on the gold is immaculately enchanted on the elvish writing implements. Yes. So you know what this can do. This writing set can copy any one scroll that has never been copied in this fashion before. However, it cannot copy a copy it has created. If you try, it will explode.
There's a lot of explosions here, I notice.
This creates a perfectly paired,
You need a branding
a
implement.
perfectly equivalent version of the spell scroll.
Perfect implement of the scroll. Oh, so it's like you can have two scrolls.
You have one scroll of fireball, and you use this to copy it. The the other one of the set will float, and you'll trace the scroll, and then it'll write a new scroll, and then you'll have two scrolls at the end.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yes. The process is laborious and requires the course of a long rest to do, unless one attempts a calligraphy dexterity test to complete it in 10 minutes.
Geez, that's a huge difference.
Well, I mean, imagine that I gave you a license, right? And I was like, hey, Casey, I need a perfect forgery of this license by tomorrow.
I mean, I I'm just amazed that you can get it down to 10 minutes. Good God.
I mean, there are people out there who can make a fake license in 10 minutes. That's just a skill.
Also, it doesn't say the DC, so DC just could be high.
Yeah, that's true. Does the person also like gain the long rest? Is it like something that they're doing like kind of like
Now they gotta pull an all-nighter. You gotta meet that deadline.
They still get the long rest.
Oh. That would have been hilarious, like...
exhaustion.
Yes.
Exhaustion.
It's crunch time.
Indeed.
Be that manga writer, like apprentice, just like
Up all night. Yeah.
slaving away.
So that is what the Elvish writing set seems to do. Beside that, on shelf B, there's a pink crossbow bolt with a heart tip, a bamboo pipe painted black with red bands of cloth wrapped around it, and a set of black satin cloth straps that appear to be able to cover all vital points of the body.
What? Yeah.
And she gesticulates and she says, by all means, examine to your heart's content.
What was the
How
bamboo
much
thing?
for the key?
For the key, now that's an interesting one. As dangerous to the one who uses it as used. It is exceptionally powerful as an item, but it holds such risk. 2,000.
Can I trade you for one of these? And I'll pull out a deactivated clockwork nuisance.
She looks at it, she's fascinated, and she says, put it on the table and let me examine it.
It's just pull out a bag of holding. How big were those things, anyways?
Boom.
Guess they weren't that big. You were able to pull out your bag.
Yeah, she looks over it. My, what fascinating handiwork. This could have been made by Archimede herself.
Yeah. Wow, what a coincidence.
She nods and she says, a fair trade. And she gesticulates, your key, my good set of armor. And, takes the clockwork nuisance and kind of like puts it delicately into a case in the back.
Huh. So what was the bamboo thing?
Okay, so the bamboo pipe, right?
Mhm.
Will heat any liquid put to its bottom and cool any liquid put to its top and shoot it out the other side. It's very useful if you need a hot spring, but you don't have a hot spring.
Uh-huh. Put to its bottom. I'm guessing the ribbons indicate which side is up and which side is down.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure. I was like,
This is a guessing game every time.
Yeah, so I see. This is gonna be.
What happens when you completely submerge both ends?
She looks at you gravely and says, you don't
Bad.
want to completely submerge both ends.
You get to know?
So definitely don't go for a swim with this, I hear.
I definitely want that.
I don't know if we want to carry that with us to a boating adventure soon.
But
What do you
it's a
mean? What's the
potential-
worst that could possibly
Yeah.
happen?
What are you talking about? What's the
Being
worst that could happen?
surrounded by water? To be fair, we do have bags of holding. Like, is it big? Is it small enough to fit in a bag of holding?
It is narrow enough to fit in that bag of holding if you pull open, because I mean it's a pretty substantial, like it's a larger shaft and it's for like moving significant amounts of water. But if you strain open the bag of holding, you can get it down in. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so tempted to like. I want it for science purposes. I want to know what happens. I'm so curious now. How much for the bamboo stick?
I see you have an interest in aquatic engineering.
Like he has an interest in bad
Yes.
ideas.
Well, I do love to encourage bad ideas. For you, only 400 gold.
This somehow get cheaper for him with that comment. Good God.
You know, of all things I could trade, I want to keep all the stuff I have. Oh, what? No. Do I have anything that's actually worth trading for? It's a real question. Oh,
How much of your armory are you willing to part with?
yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I
You have a lot of weapons.
have a lot of weapons, but like, actually, a lot of my weapons are like mundane stuff, though.
I don't know about that.
Well, first, I got this cool katana, but I don't think you should be interested in a cool katana. Plus, that was a gift from the lady, so I want to keep that.
I mean,
don't
you
wanna
also
give it-
have a belt that I don't know.
I'm definitely not getting
Or-
rid of the.
Okay.
I'm definitely not getting rid of that. That's crazy.
So far, you've only been using it for very mundane things.
What if I gave her the book I got from the library?
I don't know you. You are a stranger because I very much would like to go back to that library.
I'll pay 400 gold for that. You know, that's fine.
All right, you drop the ducats in a fat sack. She appropriately fuels it up, gives it a little pinch to the bottom, and puts it in her drawers and says, "Very good."
What should I name this thing again?
It is the hot cold pipe.
Very
Okay.
creative.
Thank you, Lee.
I could have called it the icy hot pipe.
You know, you don't want the copyright laws coming down at you. It's okay, man. I understand.
Look, it is. They have a brand and they know it.
Yep. Hey, at least this one. Oh, this one probably explodes too. Actually, this more likely will explode. It's fine. Oh, well. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So
Perfect. Thank you.
what remains here beside are the pink crossbow bolt and the black satin cloth straps.
So curious about the satin.
All right. She says, yes. Have you ever found yourself thinking about monks, how they reflect on life, and how stunning you find them? Or perhaps things keep knowing where you are, and you'd just rather they didn't. Perhaps they're for you. And can I just say, people look good with it under, over, or only. She waggles her brow beneath the mask. You can make an arcana if you care to appraise it more closely. Or a religion.
Is this an innuendo?
The fact that you can roll a religion?
Um,
Or...
Run down.
Oh, I guess I'll guide.
It's higher than it's higher than Gavacha. That's all that matters.
Well, does she say anything if I like start casting a spell for guidance?
She watches you, but she doesn't say anything. Okay. Lonnie. It folds over the vital points in a perfectly aligned fashion, such that as a dark mirror to the flow of your life essence, it will mask your key. This will have several ramifications. Item 1. Methods that monks might have to, short circuit that and stun you won't work. Magic depending on detecting your life in particular. Very important note, detecting whether or not you are alive or if there's a living thing nearby, right? Like a cast of detect life sort of thing. Will not work on you. You will not read as present. You will not read as undead either. You will be null on the radar. You will not be a blip. Item 3, you will not be able to channel your own ki, such as a monk's abilities.
Perfect time to multi-class into monk. I see.
Yeah. So yeah, you know this because you think about the ramifications and significance of how this impacts one's ki.
Definitely a particular feathered fellow that one want to fight.
You are fading.
There's a particular feathered fellow that long isn't exactly keen on finding her, but has no idea how they keep running across each other. But
Yes.
It's probably not your key.
I mean, this seems like life force in general, but yeah, no idea. And it also could just be coincidence that we keep running into each other.
So she looks at you, Paul, and says, "Anything else you're interested in?"
Lee, I was wondering if there was anything from the insight check I did earlier.
Yeah, and you were just trying to tell if she was lying about something, or
I wrote it out. I was more or less looking for her if she had any malicious intent when she was referring to about the cart accident, and if it seems like she's a part
The
of the
cart-
cult that we fought.
cart accident?
I mean the
explosion.
the explosion and the ambush at the gate.
Oh no,
or the
you don't think it
bridge.
has anything to do with that. You don't even know if she knows about that.
Wait, was she not referring to that? Because she said we experienced a cart incident.
No, she says it'll be a cart experience like none other, like you never had.
Oh,
Yeah,
I misunderstood that
Additionally,
way hard. way
all
too
of
hard.
those people
Fail's insight check in
looked
real
like
life.
this. They looked like they were faded ones.
Mhm.
Like
I
they're
mean, she has a mask on. Like we're in a magic shop. I don't assume.
What the
It could-
fuck is that supposed to mean? Explain that to me real
it could
quick.
be an illusion, but
Yeah.
the faded ones had this thing that made you just like glance over them, and it was like they were perfect, but bland. Like beautiful statuettes made not of true butter, but rather Splenda.
Ew.
Not Splenda. Fucking
Or
margarine.
I was like, butter to Splenda. Interesting.
No, margarine. You know what I mean? Sort of
Ew,
thing they
that's
don't
what
let
it
you.
is.
You meant
Stop
margarine.
talking.
The sort of thing they don't let you color yellow in Europe.
yeah.
Um, I guess I asked, like, is this a dangerous job?
She says, for the average cart driver, yes. For you, she just takes it to the party. Hardly.
Trying to butter us up, I see.
Butter you up?
Or is it margarine us up?
Mm.
I'll take
Or
the
is it-
butter, thank you very much.
or is it
We're not,
can't
we're
believe
not,
it's not
guys,
butter
guys, I
us
have to
up?
say this right. In this household, we do not take margarine.
Okay, it's can't believe it's not butter us up. Let's go.
No, we're not doing this margarine bullshit. All right, that's not real.
So tell me, what is it that your heart desires? You desire the silken redoubt?
I was interested in that liar over there.
Oh, yes. That. 4,000?
Time to check inventory again.
So you want the lyre and the silken redoubt, yes? Anything else that you
Oh
haven't
no,
already
just
purchased?
no, just the liar.
Lifer.
Well, no, Gabanjo wants the silken redoubt.
Oh yeah. Okay, just the liar's 4,000, right?
Yeah, so... Well, that's a 14,000 gold total in all. However, perhaps you don't have that gold on you right now.
I fucking hope we don't.
Kind of like rubs your fingers together and looks down, somewhat disinterested, and he says, "So, would you fancy yourself a team of sorts, perhaps?"
Yeah, we work well together sometimes.
She
Sometimes.
she sizes
Wow.
you up, and she says, "And my good metal individual, do you ever wear clothing over your armor, or are you more of a paint type?"
I suddenly want to see Zion in like a suit.
I could go either way.
She nods and she says, "Very good. Here's what I propose. In the Palace District, tomorrow night, there is going to be a race. Very special race. And I'm afraid that the last cart team that was supposed to fill has all skipped town. But you are here, not averse to danger, and you have a very qualified cart driver with you.
No.
Here's what I propose. Win the cart race, and I'll give you both the Lyre and the Silken Redoubt for nary a copper penny.
Why did they skip town?
Well, let's just say some of the nobles don't like to play fair.
And the rules of this race? Is it anything goes, or
You're not supposed to kill anyone.
but other than that?
It's anything
magic
goes.
allowed?
Oh, magic is allowed, yes.
Oh, this should be easy then.
Yes, the rules are that essentially the cart is what passes. It doesn't matter if you're faster than the carts yourself. You can't just, sprint around. Oh, look at me. I can move 90 feet a second.
Thanks for the Moomy.
And how big is the cart? And how many of us are allowed to be in the cart?
Significant. And you can have teams of up to 4. So, she gesticulates.
How many other races are there?
There are 7 other teams.
And are we racing around town? Are we going a straight line?
You'll be racing through the Palace District.
Would you happen to know what the racetrack will be ahead of time?
Says, well, officially it's declared each night, but she kind of whips out a folded piece of parchment from her dress and covertly slides it to Zion across the table's edge.
What's the prize? And
You don't need to worry about that. The prize goes to the team's sponsor anyway.
Are you sponsoring, or is someone sponsoring you?
Let's just say this is a favor for a friend.
We're relatively new in town. We don't want to make any enemies right off the bat.
I'm sure no one would take it amiss. You're just filling in.
Unless someone feels like we cheated them out of the prize.
Well,
I think it's kind of
the
important
last
to know.
team got a little dirty, shall we say, and we did a little extracurricular activity against some of the other carting operations. Poisoned a few horses. I think you'll find that as long as you keep your noses clean, show up in the night of, and don't linger too much in the periphery, you'll be fine. Oh, and of course, we're going to get you all matching uniforms that'll cover your faces. So I'm sure there'll be nothing identifying about you that slips out.
I just step to the side from Tento just in case Tento covered up anything of me. I just gesture to my whole body. I'm like,
He's like, oh.
do you have a uniform that will cover up this?
And he says, well, technically speaking, I do have a certain set of trousers.
Alright, so I don't do pants. Just, they don't work.
But these do. Yeah, so she
Either
actually
magical or the tailor is magical.
so she whips out a pair of black silk pants, right? The silken assassin's pants, right?
Am I gonna have I'm a real boy moment?
And she gesticulates to them, and she gesticulates to them, and right now it looks like they have like enough holes for all of your legs, and like they would like pull under the whole of your body. And she says, "Try them on."
Okay. I'll put them on.
All right, you guys don't see it, but at the periphery of your eyes, you like something bothers you. Something's wrong as you witness
Bancho put on some
Cabancho's
pants.
legs go from 6 to 2. Cabancho, you have a strange feeling as if though you were going to lose your center of gravity at any point. She says, "These are pants that belong to a very successful Anorak assassin. You see, she found it very useful to be able to infiltrate without her number of legs being seen. Of course, there is the catch that you won't be very good at climbing while you're wearing these pants."
Yeah, Cabanchos is like legs planted, but like waving his arm around, trying to hold balance.
Lonnie's gonna try to poke where
This is very
the legs
cursed.
should be.
This is very, very cursed. Can we stop this?
You do not manage to poke anything.
So these aren't illusions; they're like actual
Transformation.
legs now.
She says,
And I look down. I
"Well."
don't wear shoes. What do I see on my feet?
You see, your feet. And she says, "Right. We could get you something to cover that up. In fact, here." And she pulls back, and she says, 2 numbered boxes, 10 and 30. Well, let's break, and we can size you.
she's not sure
Alright.
she's storekeeper. She's a tailor too.
All right. So
We
it
go
is.
from a shopping session to getting the new drip.
Yeah. All right. So all right. Break. We'll be back in a minute. Whoa! 1 minute until the 10-minute break is over. I wonder what Lee's going to do.
Right.
Are we all back?
Guess who's back on a brand new track? Make your booty go smack.
Oh, last connection, reestablish connection. Anyone else get that?
Yeah.
Alright, so. Dreamers, memers, and schemers. Casey, you back?
Yeah, I'm trying to send back in chat, but apparently it says no. Not allowed to send anything in chat.
Oh,
There we
it
go.
just went through. Alright.
Oh, there you go.
Dreamers. So,
You're back.
here we
Back
are.
again.
And Harry and Odama, which basically means, Madam. So, Madam Odama is proposing that you'll get 2 really cool, expensive magic items, and all you have to do is win a little race for her.
Oh, so magic is allowed. The only rule is no killing.
Correct.
Are these races legal? That's a no.
No.
Okay,
No,
I don't
they're,
care.
they're not legal.
I was just curious.
Yes, don't go telling the guards about them, but they know, and they won't do anything.
Oh, okay.
As long as you don't cause a problem for anyone who isn't in the race.
So, we're not trying to make any enemies. I think it would be really beneficial to us if we knew who's involved and what kind of prize they're going after. Something that's worth 14,000 gold must be one heck of a prize.
Oh, I think you'll find that they're great wealth here in our fair city of Mirko, particularly amongst the upper crust of the nobility. Let's just say there are certain individuals, and you'll be representing one of them.
And
But Kambacho, she's not gonna give you the name of her fucking client.
no, that's
What
not
do
what
you
I'm asking.
do?
I'm asking about the second part of the question.
Which is what?
The prize. What is the prize?
There's something of great value to the right people, and great danger for the wrong people.
Is it historical value?
I think that would be a good category, yes.
God damn it.
It's nothing that you would be able to make use of. And it is not magical in nature.
I look at the group. As what does everyone think? I think it's worth it. Doesn't seem like there's any malicious intent, at least. And
Not
we can hold our own.
the prize isn't something that's like intended to hurt other people, right?
It's not used to hurt other people, but of course, when nobles gain power, they can sometimes do things that are harmful to others. So you could extrapolate that, but not directly. It's not a weapon.
Tend to
Who
just shrug
runs
like
this-
whatever.
Who runs the race?
Well, a number of interested parties.
Okay, sounds fun.
I guess one last question. Assuming, well, if anyone else has any, but could you guarantee that we will not be tied to this? You
What
mentioned
do
that you
mean?
could disguise us, all of us.
Yes, I will have uniforms produced for all of you. I have already sized you up.
And how much would you be willing to part with these pants?
You can keep
Could you
them.
throw it in as a extra prize for us?
She strokes her
Keep
chin,
everything confidential.
and she says, "As long as you win, yes, you'll be able to keep them."
Well, I'm siding with Penta on this one. I think it's worth doing. What does everyone
What?
else think?
So how common is high level magic here?
Are you asking her?
No, like out of character, like
I mean,
people who are on level are we like fairly common, like magic wise, or like is it like very select individuals are going to be like get up to like this level of spell casting
You mean in the city or in general?
in general, like this world?
In
like-
general, you are already in the strata of like you are not like your spellcasting abilities are already well beyond common. There are cities of like thousands of people that don't have a caster that can do what you can do.
Okay.
There are others where there are more concentrated groupings of people, or where they have a very select subset of powers as part of some grander thing that they don't directly control and didn't directly cultivate. But you are already exceptional magic users. I will say, you saw some pretty damn exceptional magic from the Viceroy. But
Mm-hmm. But he's also the viceroy, though.
and in the library, you saw what looked like some pretty potent magical doorways, although they were obviously a little subverted by the fact you could crawl in the
For
window.
slave specific reason. There's space in that one area. We couldn't break through, but we can certainly go around it.
Okay. Lonnie's just gonna shrug and says, "Seems easy enough."
These are items you guys want. I don't mind.
John, do you have any opinion on the matter?
Nope.
And just to confirm, do you think the cart can hold all of us all of us present?
She nods. Yes. 4-driver cart. It's a 4-person crew cart, I should say.
When is this race, anyways?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Okay. No 2 self-save spell slots for then.
So yes, she's dictates and says, well then. Unless you have any particular item that you're looking for, I would say that it's the sum of my upfront wares, and we have come to an accord. Change some very expensive items, assuming you can win.
I guess I probably should have asked this before agreeing to it, but are there any consequences for losing?
She shrugs and says, "You have to give me back the pants."
Huh.
And of
I
course,
guess
you won't
when
get
and where
the
do you want
items.
us to meet you for this race?
Tomorrow afternoon, come by my shop. I can. I'll dress you in the costume, or have you dressed rather, and then you'll get in the carriage and ride off to the race.
Out of character, she gave us she has a tip on the route that the race is gonna take. Did she give us like a physical copy of it, or?
Yeah, she handed it to Zan.
Okay, so we can like study that later.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I take out the pants and hand it back to her.
It feels like your legs were always there. It's a little cramped. And she's like, "Whoa!" And return to proper balance. And she takes the pants back, puts them behind the desk, and says, "I was wondering when I would get a chance to."
Just have a pair of pants in the drawer.
Yes, well, you never know when you're going to need a nice pair of pants. It happens to make Anorak's legs appear as if there's only 2 of them.
Ah, yes.
Alright.
Of
So now we'll
course.
get tested on Lumi next when we get this for real.
Oh my gosh, can we
Lumi-
put a pair of pants on
Lumi
Lumi? Let's do
growls.
this. Wait, Lumi, hold still for a second. I'm suddenly
Lumi
intrigued.
barks. Adama says, "Please do not haggle the wolf in my showtorium."
Gonna hag her
So now
outside.
Tento's invested in the race.
Suddenly I'm invested in these pants.
Do as you
Never
will.
thought of it like that.
If we
And,
win the race, we get the pants.
She also gives Zion a small turnkey that goes to the back of the big box that contains the key. And she says, "Feel free to keep it out of the container. I just didn't want to chance anything." So, you guys have been to the O. Y'all got anything else you want to do, or?
Nope, I'm good at that.
Surely Lonnie doesn't need to go look for more potions. She has all the potions she could ever want.
Yeah. They're all used for breathing underwater. What other potions would you possibly need?
It's not for breathing.
They're not water
underwater.
breathing potions.
Yeah, it's to
Buoyancy potions.
the surface.
Oh, those are water breathing.
Yeah.
Okay.
She actually probably still would be interested in water breathing potions, but doesn't necessarily need to go look for it tonight.
All right. I'm assuming it's getting time towards evening supper.
Yeah. Do you want to head to the court of the viceroy?
Yeah.
People mentioned the Gold Street. Do we want to swing by there real quick, or do we want to just go to the Viceroy?
Well, I would like to go to the Gold Street, but you guys don't have to come with.
And
I
we
want
still
to
have
go
all
at
day tomorrow, basically.
Yeah, I want to go at some point. I guess this is like how close are we to dinner time?
It's approaching, you know.
Oh, I will catch up with you guys later, but I will be heading towards Gold Street.
Guess
Don't
Lonnie will
think we
follow.
should split apart. Okay, well,
Little people versus big people, as usual.
Honey, just go with them. Have the nice dinner. I'll be back soon.
Wait, you're skipping out on the food?
Yes.
I don't think you should
Who
do
are
that.
you?
Tento.
Hey guys, it's fine. I just need to get something done real quick. I promise I'll be back soon.
Yeah, I'll be real quick. And I'm going shopping really quick, and we're still gonna Scout. It's free food. It's
Yeah, I
probably
get that.
good food.
I get that, yes, but I have other things I need to take care of before the day ends.
Could you at least give us your word that you'll be there for the supper?
How long until supper?
It's like late afternoon entering evening, so presumably. at the
I will
moment-
try my best, but I will definitely be there. Hopefully not too late.
I look at Zion she just follows on.
Oh, I'm following either way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Scout,
well,
you act like you're the only one who wants to go to this street.
I prefer to go by myself, but
Kento, how desperate are you to go by yourself? Because one way or another, you can sneak away from us.
Tento sort of like crooks is like I totally can do that.
That's what I said. One way or another, you're probably gonna be able to do that.
Oh, you're probably. I thought you say can't. I was like, did you really just say that to me?
I'm just
I
saying,
mean,
if you're
unless I
not
put
gonna
a
go,
leash on you, I can.
I'm just
I don't think
saying,
you'll like it.
if you don't go get the food yourself, I'm not saving you any.
That's that's fine. I said I will be there, and I will be, but I need to take care of this real quick before we go to a long ass dinner.
Okay, and I need to take care of more shopping, so let's go.
Yeah, but your shopping isn't time sensitive, or at least I'm pretty sure. Is it time sensitive?
Let's go.
I actually don't know if your shopping's time sensitive. That's why I'm asking.
Our character is not, but I don't see why this is relevant.
Your task can get. I mean, it's not time sensitive. Your task can get done. Hopefully tomorrow. It's just mine. I need to get it started before tomorrow.
All right.
I
So,
guess we're heading to Gold Street. Even though Tento's being sus as hell, I guess we're not questioning it.
all right.
Unless
So
you guys do this.
you guys head over to Gold Street. Now, how do you just walk by the court of the viceroy and take it all in, and then go to Gold Street?
Just take it all.
Because it's that, or swing back through the wharfs.
Yeah, I
Maybe the
guess you
shortest
just.
path.
All right. So
Just
you
take-
arrive in Gold Street, and there are many smiths going tink, tink, but also very snooty people who are what's into the outer palaces lately? Oh.
Yeah, it's very dapper. Yeah, I'm very dapper.
Oh. This is other people who look fancier. They're schmoozing. Oh, quite. Mhm. And yeah, you guys, you're on Gold Street. There are lots of there's a certainly very expensive looking jewelers. Lots of these people have like people outside, like a courtyard that has like a barred gate, and yeah, it's some of them have very stately, obedient, well-trained dogs that seem to have collars on but aren't leashed. They're kind of chilling around, and there's on average like more patrols of these guards than normal, and yeah, you guys see a lot of shit, and many places look very expensive. One is Herbert's Select Arms, and you see outside in like a very fine like red with a white lace fringe doublet, a half orc who towers above even Zion.
Jeez.
And
I wonder how much it took to like dress you up.
He
My
kind of
goodness.
he looks and he says, "I assure you, my employer spares no expense
I
when
can
it
see
comes to
that.
business."
My goodness, you're dapper looking.
Indeed. Now, for something less obvious, do you have business with Herbert?
Yes. I need his services, and
And do you have an appointment?
no, but I do have this letter.
He's about to say no appointment, no entry, but you brought the letter and he says, I believe this is a dwarvish symbol. Yes.
Yes.
One moment, I will show this to my employer. He kind of like sidesteps like a crab and looks at you as he unlocks the door, and then
Does he have to
goes back
crouch
in.
down to get into the door?
He does have to duck a little, yeah.
Okay.
There is a bit of a sound outside, and he steps back out and he says, Herbert will see you now.
Damn. That was a good letter.
Indeed. So,
And Bill steps in, I guess.
yeah, so you guys just head into the Herberts.
Will it house all of us?
Yeah. I mean,
Oh wait, we all just went with Tento.
oh, you don't have
And-
to.
Mm,
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Y'all didn't have to.
Your whole
I
back.
assume
I,
you would.
I thought you would like sneak away from us if we tried to actually go with.
Sure. Y'all can be mad at me. Let me roll a stealth real quick.
I legitimately had no idea what you were doing and how secretive it was. It was just that you were being like really sus.
That doesn't get past Zion, does it?
It does
Or
get
Matt.
past me.
Oh,
I'm 16.
I thought you were 17. Oh, bye, bitches. I guess as soon as we get to the street, I'll just disappear into the crowd.
All right, so you slide
So
away
we
in the
just had
hole.
like this whole conversation.
They're not
of,
actually
like,
present for the Herbert conversation. All right, good. So like, Herbert, right? I'm gonna draw his face really quickly, right? He's an
Can't wait to
older
see
man, and he's got like a crooked grin, and he's like, "Oh, hello, I'm Herbert. Yes, what brings you to my store?" He's got a floppy hat, got like messy hair. And that. He's like, "Hello, I'm Herbert. What brings you to my Herbert Ashery?" Oh, forgive me, that's a
Look at that
little-
ear.
Herbert
little,
Asher.
little joke. Yes, a little joquette, if you
Hello,
will.
Mr. Herbert. I heard you were very well known and a great blacksmith.
Oh, well, I'm in fact
Particularly,
an exclusive blacksmith of great skill, however. You have a letter of introduction from a very fine set of dwarves I have recently made my friendship with, so I'm making great exception to see you.
and I appreciate that greatly. And I was curious, have you ever worked with Pure Mill before?
Ah, pure milled! Now that's something that I haven't had cause to adjust in a few years. But yes, I have a manual somewhere around here. Oh, yes. He comes over to a shelf and like takes it down. And there's a dusty old tome that appears to be illumined, actually. And you note that it is illuminated Josie Owen script.
Oh, hey, I can sort of read that.
Yeah. And he says, it seems as if though you follow the words. Well.
Yeah, I was bored one summer.
Is it? Well, you have a great skill for language then, to pick up such things in such time. Anyway, this fine lumen script, as you can see, indicates the various, very precise temperatures and arrangements necessary. I presume you have every single piece of the pure melds, and nothing is astray?
I believe so, yes.
Well, you need best your belief deeply on that. If you attempt the breathing techniques without perfectly paired pure melds, well, your own lungs ripping themselves apart will only be your own folly to be blamed for. Now then, old Herbert is happy to help you. Yes, can you show me the weapons?
He pulls out the bag of, like, shards.
He rubs his forehead and he says, "Oh, goodness, and I have appointments all day tomorrow. We're going to have to work into the night."
Yeah, I figured. Well, what do you need from me?
Well, he rubs his chin. He says, "These pure melds are easily worth a few thousand gold. Their repairs should be a fraction of their cost. I would say 150 gold is a fair price, wouldn't you?"
Yes.
Very good. Now then, as their wielder, I would like you to join me for a certain part of the repairs.
Of course.
Now then, and he takes you out to he's got like a forge in his own like yard, right? Like he has his own like this square box around this vast forge. It's got a fancy little pull chain bellows and everything. It looks pretty sophisticated. It's got extra metal parts. It glows a little, and it's this vast heating section under this well funneled awning that seems to tightly control the smoke. And he says, "I hate smoke, strangest thing for a blacksmith. But
No, I think that's rather healthy. I don't think you should ever like smoke.
Yes, yes, well, some smiths get lost in the smoke sauce, as they say, but I didn't get this far in blacksmithing without taking a few precautions. Now then, I want you to lay out every single piece," and he like clears off a flat stone surface right nearby. And he says, "I want you to lay out every single piece of the blade in the closest thing to you that feels like perfect symmetry." And you're just there with like a bundle of metal sword pieces, and then my man has just said, "Make the jigsaw puzzle, bitch."
Okay.
Alright. It's gonna be a few hours. So, meanwhile,
what's the other group going?
back with the party. Alright, so you're in Gold Street. There's lots of, nice shoppies around. You definitely get some people looking over as if they'll just say, like, "Oh my, what are they doing here?"
The ruffians.
Ruffians. Oh, many extent things, but they don't say it, they're not being verbally a dick, right?
So we're very obviously underdressed for this whole area.
Yeah, you do not look nearly dressed enough for this, Maybe if the pants were on, Kabansha would begin.
That's what did it, the pants.
Especially with the Lonnie, like, low-key missing part of her armor.
Oh, yeah, it's in pieces. That's hilarious.
Zion's gonna look around at the various forges that he can see, if any.
So, there is a forge that is visible from the street. It's personally being worked by 3 well-dressed with tight, high-collar apprentices. And it is sort of like, there's this like nice stone trestled wall between you and the area with many arches, and you can see through and you can hear the working of the bellows. And it looks like there's a fairly sophisticated series of metal grates around it, and there are 4 main furnaces and one that is like more of like a blast furnace that like slots a metal door closed. And you see out in the yard they've got lots of pieces of like blackened and gold armor, and it looks like very sophisticated plate, as well as various pieces of scale and chain that seem to be getting worked and upgraded or maintained. A lot of them bear what appear to be the mullions of noble houses. And it looks like the other forges seem to be doing enough to work steel armor, but that blast furnace looks like it's getting some serious heat. Enough to manipulate certain metals that require very high amounts.
Okay.
So yeah, other than that, you presume that there's probably some indoor forges for some of these jewelers and such, but, you know, gold just doesn't have the same melt requirements. And yeah, you find that there is what appears to be a very reputable potion shop, and it's actually called, on its little sign, it's called, oh my gosh.
Ocean shop.
It's called the Potion Shoppy with an extra PE on it. So you know that it's like very high class. And you can tell that there's, people coming into, mostly servants or what look like well-dressed mercenary types, coming and going from the potion shoppy. You want to just hit him up for some potions? If anyone's responding to that question, I'm not hearing it.
No.
Oh, wait.
I'm hearing you
Potion.
now.
Yeah. Sorry. I was fixated on the shoppy part and I forgot the word in front of it. Yeah, Lonnie will go to check out potion.
Yeah, so there are a number of potions here for sale, and there's the glowing of reds and ambers, and the person behind the counter has a very wide-brimmed square hat and a little tassel hanging from either side, and they say, "Hello there. Can I interest you in my potion?" Hi,
I'm about to take a trip out in some open waters, and
I see. A perilous water voyage. You'll need only my strongest potions. But tell me, he arcs his brow, do you think you're prepared for them?
Well, what kind of effects do they have?
I think you'll find that some of the strongest potions begin to tax the system. And one can begin to accrue a degree of toxicity. Of course, so long as your metabolism is allowed to run its course on the devices, the implements of your strength, it'll all wash out.
I don't think I necessarily need something strong, but I do need something that would help me breathe underwater. Maybe
yes, of course.
cast a spell or two underwater.
Yes, the potion of water breathing, of course. Why didn't you mention it?
This guy talks funny.
Very common request. And he rifles through. You see some blue bubbly potions. And, he whips it out. And he says, "Now will that be all?" You're sounding distant.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. And do you have maybe like a something that could help me change my shape?
Oh my, you're looking for something that would permit you to morph in a variety of directions, I take it.
Yes.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Yes,
Yes,
indeed.
I think I might have the correct item for you. And he pulls down what appears to be a green-yellow liquid with a swirling eye pierced through with what appears to be like a tiny metal sword, almost in the like martini umbrella variety. And he swirls it around, and you see that there's almost like a torrent of the sea, a strange spindling series of stalks and baubles that appear in shadows in the liquid. And he says, "This is the ichor of Potentia, and it will permit you to change your form when consumed."
I thought they were usually just called the polymorph potion, or maybe like shape change. Why is this one a different?
Ah, yeah. A polymorph potion normally gets what? An hour's duration at best?
Mm-hmm.
The Echo of Potentia polymorphs you until the next sunrise, increasing your toxicity by a variable amount.
I don't think I quite need something for like a whole day. I think just a normal hour would do.
Oh, I see. My strongest potions do not interest you, I forgot. Yeah, allow me to, yes. A polymorph, was it? Oh, how droll. He pulls down like a green potion with a strange cork on it. That's sort of like shaped like a star. And he, thuds it down and he says, yes, a polymorph.
So how much would be like one of each?
He says, well, the water breathing potion is 180 gold. And as the polymorph, 900.
Jesus. Potion's expensive.
Hey, you came to the expensive part of town.
Do you have two of the water breathing?
Yes, I have 12 in stock, counting the ones in the back right now.
Did he say 180 for the water breathing? Because I'm seeing 200.
Oh, it is actually. Oops.
Um. Hmm.
I'll nix that. Yeah, so you can only see
I
the
cast
number.
water breathing through water.
Yes, well, I mean, if you are a discerning customer, clearly you can see the quality can overcome the
My
quantity.
strongest potions.
He looks you over and he says,
Trifford just says like it's basically a boating expedition, right? Like we're like he didn't mention anything about like wanting to go underwater.
they did not mention anything about going into water.
Okay. Lonnie will just take 3 of the water breathing potions.
Alright, so that is 180 times 3. And they are regular
540.
for almost having. He says, "Oh,
Yeah.
very nice." He counts
14,
all of the gold, and he says,
14.
"Thank you very much." He looks you over and says, "Oh, by the way, you wouldn't happen to be a naturalist of the magical variety, would you?"
I can cast spells if that's what you're asking.
Yes, but are you much given to the healing magic?
Yes. Lonnie's a little confused how he could tell, but
He says, "Oh, trust me, when you've worked it as long as I have at the potion shop, you tend to develop a discerning eye for adventurous individuals. Now then, Yes, I have the heart of a plum, and he whips it out, and it seems to be a burbling red pink potion with a stone in its middle that glitters as if lined with sugar crystals. And he says,
I thought he was like showing her like a rash or something.
"Oh my gosh, no, no, no!"
I was like, wait, what the fuck?
He flinks
And
out.
experience.
He thuds out a potion, and he says, "This could be of great use to you. If you consume it, it will augment your ability to heal."
Like a lot or
A bit. You want to give me an Arcana? Or,
starts with an A.
Is Lonnie getting scammed?
Is Lonnie getting scammed?
We're about to find out.
the Heart of a Plum actually conveys +4 healing to anyone who receives healing from a spell you can personally cast, e.g., not via a magic item, for 10 minutes.
Or such a 9, 10 health minimum. How much is this then?
Well, I'd been trying to offload it for 500, but as it turns out, healers say, "Oh, I could just heal them myself," and then never come back because they died to some rock for want of being able to slightly more unroll their ranger's ankle. Well, anyway, and to be free of it, I'm offering you a dashing half off. A mere 250 gold, that's yours.
I guess Lonnie will. Lonnie hand over 250.
He counts it out and says, "A pleasure doing business with you. Do recommend me to all of your friends."
She'll nod and just try to sort through all the potions that she got and puts them in her bag and waves as she leaves.
Alright, so,
How much
important
money does
note
Lonnie
here.
have left?
So right now,
Oh
like,
shoot! I need to add
you
all
guys
this
have
to
other
my
research and
inventory.
shopping on the list, but I'm assuming you guys... Do you guys go look for Tento, or you just fuck off to the palace?
Are you gonna find Tento? Probably not.
Probably not.
I mean, I guess if there's like a little bit of time, like Lonnie will try to have Lumi like sniff him out. Maybe. We never actually talked about a meeting spot, I guess. So, but won't actually like spend too long on it, you know. Like, kind of like a hey, if we're gonna like if we happen to be leaving at the same time, we can just walk together, kind of thing.
So give me... you have Lumi make a perception. With advantage because you're trying to sniff Tento.
Do it, Lumi.
Zion will walk around shouting Tento.
That definitely gets
How
it.
loud is this shout?
So you... I mean... The thing is, the acoustics of the fact that he's presently in a central courtyard near the loud sounds of the furnace. So, sadly, it's
Tento no
not
here.
doing great.
Are you saying this amusement park does not have a PA system? I would say a lost
Looking for
child.
lost child.
You're the lost child.
Yeah, so, here's how that works out for you. You go around and you shout, Tento doesn't hear it. Lonnie does smell. That in behind it.
Lonnie does smell.
Damn. Sorry. No, Lumi smells behind a very dapper looking half-orc. He says, he's in here, I smell his scent. And the dapper-looking half-orc just sort of leans down and says, I'm not sure why you're here alone, my good wolf, but I think you will find that the constabulary are disinclined to commune with animals.
Hey, at least he actually spoke to Lumi. Let's give him that at least, right?
Come to think of it, why don't people think Lumi is a druid? Like, druids
Lumi
are
does
common
have-
knowledge. Like,
Yeah, you've met
why doesn't that happen?
You've
more
met
often?
like 3 druids in this campaign who can wild shape, but yeah, I mean,
that we know of.
wild shaping is fairly common if you're like a nice, like if you're like a druid of any level, really. But you ain't seen it a lot, so
For all we know, every animal we've come across is a druid.
yeah, who knows, right?
Have I eaten
That
any
wolf.
druids?
That wolf that killed him was a druid.
Also, druids. Also, Tento, Darren, you would know if it's a druid because once they hit 0, they turn back to their form.
Ah. So
But,
Tento isn't a cannibal. Gotcha.
But
That's
also,
good
like,
to know.
from my understanding of the world, like druids also may not necessarily get along with, the
City
like
slickers.
government and stuff, and like I think you would also just like maybe not assume that in the city this thing's a druid, you know?
We're just walking around as a wolf.
Like why would a like how often do druids come to cities?
Indeed. It's not very often, although you do know of one who's in this city.
But yeah, Lonnie will go up to the dapper man and just ask like, did someone about like yay hi come over here? Or I guess like did he like leave?
I'm certain that the comings and goings of those appointments at my employer's door are not business of wanderers by.
Oh, just he's our friend and we were gonna go to dinner.
I've heard
so,
this
like, if
story
he
several
left-
times. If you're looking for assistance in ambushing someone with a valuable weapon, I'm afraid you're going to need to get better than that at concocting an explanation. Now then, unless you have an appointment with Herbert, he should choose you.
Lonnie will just shout at the door, then like, Scout, we're going to dinner and you better be there.
You vaguely
And
hear that.
she'll just start moving.
I hear Tento just like a sheriff like, huh. It's probably nothing. It's just like, it's probably nothing. What was I doing? Oh yeah, putting these pieces together. How the fuck? What kind of fucking bullshit? How's he expecting to put all these pieces like this? It makes no sense to me. Whatever.
But yeah, Lonnie doesn't care to actually try to pursue that, so.
So, Lonnie, so you chill, and there's other things you guys are going to research and shop for, but you're going to do it on another day. Tento, you're presently not with the party. You have like another hour left to go. You're trying to keep focused, and it's hard to focus. Maybe a wisdom save.
Just give Tento a fidget cube, we'll be fine. Oh, save, okay. Oop. Oof. That's bad.
Big oof.
Big oof.
So,
If only you had 3 party members, I could boost that number.
yeah, a blade kind of slips in your hand. Give me a dex save, Tento.
If you lose a piece it's because it's lodged inside your hand, I'm gonna laugh.
Oh
You
my
cut
god, is that
yourself.
2 threes in a row?
You cut yourself a little, and he says, no, you're adding extra iron. We have to wash it immediately. And then there's, several, there's like a 10, 12-minute period of...
Sorry, man.
Like, well, I mean, it's your weapon, so...
I'm sorry, I'm not used to this. Usually I don't need to concentrate as hard to do things.
Yes, well, I think you'll find concentration can come in handy. And, so yeah, you guys roll up, and this bitch is well fucking guarded. By which I mean, you have a functionally endless clown car of Ritters who are kind of like chilling. There appears to be an elite unit of Butai Ritter who just sort of are stanced up around the garden patrolling. And beyond that, the guards that you have here at come on. Yeah. The palace guards, again, often elves, are like thickly everywhere. And yeah, so you guys roll up, and you're halted by a Ritter who says, "Hello. My name is Astolfo, rather, and I'm here to ask why you've approached the palace."
Hello, Stolf. My name is Kabancho. We were invited.
Cabancho? Yes, of course.
to-
Invited guests. Forgive me.
Yes.
Dude, like,
He says, and he gesticulates. He's like, "Yes, you're the shade of the mountain. How could I have forgotten? Right this way. I confess, it has been so long since the invitation got sent. Well, forgive me. It seems you have arrived." He gesticulates.
It's been a rough travel.
I'm sorry to
I
hear
will-
that, but you will have no better place in the city to rest, or indeed the whole of the province.
I would like to remind you that we do have one other member that is making their way over. He's
yeah.
not quite here yet,
And
but
could you share me with his name and description of this individual so I can be sure to keep an eye out for him?
yes. His name is Tento. He is a halfling. He is yay
Mm.
high. Carries a lot of weapons, surprisingly. I don't know where he fits all of it. Got a little bit of an
You said-
attitude.
Of course.
Keep an eye on his
he-
hands, but he won't
Now,
hurt anyone.
bear in mind, you are going to have to, inside you're going to have to surrender the weapons during the testing process.
Sure. Just prepare a big table or like
Yes.
a couple like
So,
I don't know, baskets. I don't know what do you hold weapons in?
he gesticulates. He says, "Of course, as it will all be tended to by the guards." And this is the. You see a tree in the courtyard of this palace that seems to grow up from the stone fountain it's in. It has sort of a brilliant green, verdant, ethereal vibe to it. And it looks, Lonnie, like the kind of tree you've never seen growing in captivity before. The kind of tree you'd see in Cocoa Forest. It has a touch of life to it that almost nothing else does. And as you look at it, Zion, you roll an int save.
oh,
And it's save, not an int check.
Yeah.
Oh,
Zion,
that's so close
you've
to a
seen
one.
a tree like this before. It stands out in your internal categorization, but your whizzing discs around your crystals just sort of skip when you try and think of anything in particular about it.
there's a scratch.
Mm-hmm.
And so I presume the group enters.
Well, group minus Tento.
Group minus center. Oh yeah. So you guys come in and you see the palace is bedecked in the grounds with Butai Ritters who have at their side a long bow but also blade, and they're more like military style rangers and trained equally in shooting, riding, and slicing. And they're fairly elite units that are not normally maintained these days and almost never outside of high culture provinces. So it's interesting to see that their livery is entirely that of the viceroys. They're not even wearing the colors of the Duchess.
Damn.
So, have we been de-armed yet?
Nope, not yet. You do, however, approach the inner door around the fountain, and they say, hold, please. You do smell something like maybe cooking nearby, and maybe
Is it
eggshells.
boiled eggshells? Yeah.
Yeah, and they kind of like wait and for a moment and like look at everyone's lips, and they say, "Oh there, you must be the Shade of the Mountain. A pleasure to meet you." They kind of stall for a moment, and when they see nobody starts speaking Fey, they say, "We are going to need you to submit
Start
all of
speaking
your
Parvia.
all of your if you want to have a real incident." Please submit
Because
your
they can't tell the
weapons.
difference.
Please submit your weapons for inspection. I assure you, they will be returned to you in short order.
In short order, as in immediately or after?
As soon as they have been inspected.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So we actually get to keep. Okay.
Yeah, so the guard comes up, and you guys presumably hand over a lot of weapons.
Tento would be the meme of like he
Okay,
spends
I
10 minutes
don't-
de-arming.
Zion
Okay,
starts,
okay, guys.
pulling at its arms.
And Mako Palace Guard says, "Oh, that's one of those artifacts, isn't it?" Yes, Yeoman says, "No need to deface yourself. Merely allow our expert to inspect you."
Actually, Zion's arms are legally weapons, so it's gotta remove them.
So,
Oh, so that's why Zion takes the arm literally.
Yeah.
His arms are the weapon.
It doesn't know any better. It just thinks all arms are weapons.
What do you mean your arms? Your arms aren't weapons.
That's crazy.
You poor mortals.
Sorry, Lee.
so, yeah, they, they bring out a very suspicious looking dude, who, comes out and looks over your arms. Zion pokes around, and they take they tray off the weapons to an interior space. After the wizard says, "It's fine, no trace," and more inspections happen. You hear magical sounds. Everyone kind of stands there and says, "Yeah." So, and one of them whips out a black iron knife. And it's a fairly dull one. It says, "If you'd be so kind as to present your inner arms, please, in orderly fashion."
I will note that I do not provide the rubber blade. That stays in the pocket dimension.
Yeah. If anybody knows that you have it, nobody says anything.
Yeah, I hand out my wrist.
Yeah. Although, yeah. So you hand out your wrist, and there's a touch, and there's nothing, no scissor or anything, and they say, "Proceed."
Is the middle part carpet or is that a wall?
This is carpet. This is a fine black carpet with gold fringe.
And I don't want to be
Also-
like face plant.
And
Off through my wrist.
yeah, they think the metal together, and they say, "You're good."
Yeah, that seems to make sense. It'll be fun.
Yeah, they have Lumi come in first, and then they kind of kneel down and good. And the machine with no name was also inspected and is allowed through. And
Wait, what did they do with them? Sorry, go on.
And yeah, Lonnie and Lumi are passed by,
Cool.
and one of them, the guards, does kind of like linger a moment and say, "Forgive me for being so forward, but you are of the Glyake, are you not?"
Yes. Lonnie kind of like self-consciously like tries to pull her headband down lower over her
Aw.
mark.
And he says, "Oh, that's good. We know that the Glyake only engage in approved of magics, so there's no concern. Do send the Viceroy's regards to your tribe when you rejoin them."
Lonnie gives a curt nod and then just kind of like shuffles along a little bit quicker.
Yeah, so you guys come out, right? And you are in a very epic gilded hall with fine things from all around, Degorian and further artifacts, sofas, walls, and a vast painting down in this sort of like globular chamber to the north here. It seems to depict elves all sorts meeting at a lake. You think you might have seen it before somewhere. Um, so yeah, you are stunned as you take it all in. It is truly something epic. I actually think that one might have gone as copyright right once, so I'm not gonna forget. Yes. You enter.
Bonnie's used the transcendental bond today, right?
I believe so.
Okay. I just didn't have it marked off, but I thought I did. Okay.
I'm just kind of eyeing the guard to make sure like I'm not doing anything I'm not supposed to. Just walk forward, keeping an eye out for any magical barriers.
Consequently, he looks more suspicious doing that.
Yeah. So they say he'll be right with you, and you guys see at the end of the hallway, with flowing autumnal hair, a regal elf who is indeed right before you, with notably green-gray marbled eyes. He throws back his arms and says, "Good evening, my honored guests. The shade of the mountain, a pleasure." You see that he has, like, hung at his side a musical instrument. It's some sort of stringed thing that you don't recognize. He walks forth, one hand up, and says, "Oh, I have heard such about your merry gallivanting, your adventures, your campaigning. Oh, but please, where are my manners? I am Calrunia X1 Rivara, Viceroy of Mako, and perhaps the only living samurai you will ever meet. It is a pleasure."
Living samurai.
He did refer to himself with that with honorifics you're only supposed to use if you're a samurai.
Yeah.
So yeah, he looks at you very expectantly and says, "But come, do tell me. I know your names, but I would not have you at advantage."
My name is Kabancho.
Kabancho Akechi, I hear they call you.
Yeah. I go by many names nowadays.
Indeed. Now tell me, my guards did not report inspecting the rebel blade when you entered the premises. It hasn't fallen out of your possession, has it?
It is still within possession, but it is
Bonnie mutters a bitter no, it hasn't.
it's being sealed away for the time being. Till the time is right.
Cocks a brow.
Sure it is.
Lonnie, and he nods and he says, "A wise policy. I think you will find that some trinkets attempt to wield you more than they grant utility in wield. Still, a
Ooh.
grand prize, and remarkable that you have been able to control yourself so. And, of course, all of the coming back from the dead, but we'll do that for later. Oh, and he, claps his hands and extends his arms. A fine model, 210N, are you not?
Indeed.
My, I believe... Well, I can regale you with the knowledge later. I'm sure you've heard it all. And he smiles at Zion and looks to Lumi and says, "And who is this fine guest within my halls?"
Her name's Luminera. You can just call her Lumi, though.
Pleasure, Luminaire, to be sure. And he bows. And he says, and the last of your party who is here. He looks at you expectantly.
Yeah, you can just call me Lonnie.
What?
You know, when Yenfrith visited and told me about her tribe mate having received such a gift, I had hardly expected to find it on the road. We shall have to discuss at length. I have, of course, known the Glyke tribe for hundreds of years. In fact, I believe I may have supped wine beneath the darling moonlight alongside your ancestors and heard your tribe's many tales. The songs, you see, they're what bring out the remembrance in me. And he kind of like floats off. Oh, but where are my manners? Come, come! I have invited you to dine, have I not? I cannot bore you on empty stomachs. And, gesticulates you guys to, before him, head in and say, right round to the sunset chamber.
Right. Elves age. Right.
Yeah, this motherfucker old. And he gesticulates his pen. It was after you. He literally says after you.
Which way, north or west?
So it's east and then up.
Oh. Right, that's east, not west.
Alright, how many traps have I slept on so far?
So you find that the plates are set with fibrous fruits and various greens, sautéed with various herb and spice and sauce, and you already have plates set for you with fine crystalline chalices of water and the like. So he bids you to come and sit. Come, sit. And there's like fine pieces of art and historiography all over the walls, and Tento is presently attempting to like get the very last piece in place. Give me a sleight of hand, Tento.
Sure.
I think that's probably gonna be worse.
Look, I'm getting a 3, guys.
And Zion, I'm assuming you come in as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Zion, something stands out to you immediately.
Oh, there you go.
This
Nice.
stave, the hilt, the hand grooves on it, spark with an unrealized potential, and it's a majestic thing, an arcanist's thing. You can tell immediately, and Katarina gesticulates and says, "Ah, yes, your servitor is free to send wherever you whim. It is a most impressive piece, I must say. Who crafted it?"
I did.
"Oh, a bespoke invention. Well, I'm unsurprised." And do you like to begin to approach?
Yeah.
He scoffs and says, "Ha! Oh yes, that item." I assure you, you're free to try and, before, why don't you come over here and join us? There'll be time.
What is it?
Oh, 'tis a stave of great power.
All right.
And, he invites you in, and, they bring out, for the entree, actually, they bring out also a dish. With meat for Lumi to enjoy. Meat and water.
They accommodate for Lumi.
Indeed.
sweet.
And so he sits down and he says, "So, it is a pleasure, but please, how I was about to regale you with hundreds of years of history. I suppose all so droll when one is an adventurer upon the road. Come, you're young and dynamic. You've risen in esteem, and you hold Sorojo Keep yet. You are not the vassals of the Tessans. Yours is a fascinating story. Singular individuals all. Come, tell me how you have come to be here. Your journey. What brought you from the naissance, the haze of this worldly life into adventure?
He's a theater kid, isn't he?
Well, you see a lot of musical instruments around.
I see.
Yeah, Tento, you get it all done, and Herbert says, "Oh well, the rest is just forging. So, if you have to get on to dinner or whatever the person was screaming about out front,
There was someone screaming out front.
they said something about you need to hurry up, and they were leaving.
How long is this forging gonna take?
Oh, it's gonna take me all night, but I don't think there's anything more you can do for it."
All right.
He shrugs and says, "This is what you're paying me
Stop
for."
trying to find an excuse
Yeah.
to stay.
I don't want to leave him. I don't want to leave those things behind. All right. Well, thank you for your work.
Sure, that's the reason.
Thank you for your work, Herbert.
And he nods. Come by, pick it up in the morning.
I will if I. Oh, hopefully I can. Hopefully, there's nothing. Nothing will happen in the morning.
Yeah. So you have the entree of this like fine fruit and vegetable and sauce, and yeah, Cavrinia is inviting you to tell him about yourselves. He wants to know how you became adventurers. He looks like a Boncho expectantly first.
Well, I don't.
Back in my day.
Come on, spill out all the secrets right now. Talk about all your traumatic moments.
Trauma! Yeah! Yeah!
I don't know how much of my story you would like to hear, but my adventure started in my previous employment when there was an accident. There was a very eventful turning point, you could say.
Yes.
And with the flip of a coin, I was able to survive the incident, but my friends were not. To
know
save
that
face,
feeling
I
all too
traveled and became an adventurer, trying to bring some good to my people.
A noble goal. Yes, I know all too well the tragedy. My friend gone to reclaim his father's throne. All I could think is, back with all this treasure. Why aren't we busy spending it? No need to get involved. If only I'd been there for him then. He nods his head and says, "It is a lonely throne. I understand the burden of loss, of different fortune. But unlike you, not chance, but rather my choices brought me here today." And he looks at Lonnie expectantly.
Oh, I set out to find something in order to better serve my tribe.
Ah.
Really, all there is to it.
Well, I'm sure. He leans in and says, "But I think we both know that when an oracle sets off to find something, normally has a little more
Oh,
import."
He used the O word. He used the O word.
He says, "Surely you do not expect a friend of the family like myself to not be aware that a great talent had arisen and an oracle had been revealed amidst the Glycane? There were great expectations." He
Then
kind of scratches his chin.
then surely it shouldn't come as a surprise that some matters are need to be handled with discretion.
Oh, of course, of course. Forgive me, I do not mean to intrude upon the vision and the path that await you. Although, and molds his jaw.
Internal
Thinks about
panic,
it.
internal panic.
And says,
How's you know? How's you know?
You don't mind my asking. How does our dear Luminara fit into all this? And he points over at Lumi, who's like, oh, middle of eating steak. Her markings, so distinct, like nothing I've ever seen before.
She was chosen as my traveling companion, since it's a rather dangerous journey to undertake alone.
Yeah, Lumi's kind of like, and he nods solemnly and says, it is difficult to be away from home and those who one loves. Ah. My father used to tell me stories about his mother. He spent so long in those workshops. Well, I will not pry anymore. Of course, you have my utmost discretion. As far as I'm concerned, there is no oracle among the Glycae, and you will never hear. Wink. But, come. 21ON. How is it that you have come to be here? Tento, at this time, you're like approaching the outer palace, and the guard sees you and waves you and says, oh, you're Tento, yeah? We've been told to expect you.
Oh, hi, yeah. I am Tento, I am he.
Yeah, please. Come in. You'll just have to show off your weapons and have some checked.
Oh. Okay. You see Tento? Ooh. Yeah, he just starts unloading all his weapons.
He's like, no, inside.
Oh, okay,
the
sorry.
next
I'm
thing
a little out
I'm
of it
curious,
today.
are you also gonna show off the bracelet?
No. I don't have to, I won't.
And yeah, so you guys have a little. So you guys are back here, right? And Zion, Calrinia just directly asked. So, you know, how'd you get into adventuring?
You can call me Zion.
Ah, Zion, of course. Clever.
And I had a mutual friend introduced me to these fine people, and they ended up allowing me to tag along.
I see. He looks you up and down and says, now that's how you joined the Shade of the Mountain, but were you an adventurer before that?
No, I was just a scholar.
He nods and says, but you seem to have great talent in craft as well. He nods to the machine of no name.
Also, when Zion says scholar, like, is that like an end character? Like Zion kind of pauses and says it. Okay.
Zion needs to rediscover itself.
I don't
Interesting. Okay.
remember when I started making things.
Perhaps it's always come naturally to you.
Perhaps.
Does Zion sound confused or sound like it's picking its words carefully? Like, I will roll insight if you'd like.
Sure.
I don't know if if you're as secretive as I am.
Mm.
It sounds unsure of its answers.
Okay.
So Tento, you are being inspected at length. There's lots of weapons coming out. Um, and whoa, this is a lot of stuff. When they cart it out, it takes a moment.
Yeah, we gotta be prepared for any situation, Can't be too safe.
Yeah, someone says Tento has arrived and is putting his weapons in black iron test, and Calrinia says very good. And they sort of recede, and he says, "Well, it sounds like we have a wonderful coincidence in that Tento is waiting to arrive. And tell me." He turns to Boncho and then swings his gaze across everyone and says, "What do you make of the present state of affairs in the Slim Circle?"
Am I there yet?
No, Tento, you're still getting.
Okay,
still
I just
getting
wanna make
weapons
sure.
checked.
I'm just making sure. I was like, oh.
Are you referring to the war and its current ceasefire?
Oh yes, the war, the current ceasefire, the progression of the thing.
Unfortunately, I believe war is inevitable between civilizations, but I do prefer the ceasefire. Hopefully, people can stop being killed for other people's reasons.
And he says, "Well said. Yes. The reputable House Gerbon of Rose Oberond, I am obviously a loyal vassal to. The Duchess Gerbon. Yes, Trout. She lives up to her name, embodying strength as a Herzogen. But the South, isn't it so delectable? The younger brother of a fallen war hero, and the first male to take charge of his family, on the back of a prophecy," he leans towards Lonnie, "that any man running the family will be its undoing. On the heels of that, what does he do? Play it safe? No. He attacks the Safu clan. Fascinating, don't you think?"
I don't dare to assume Herr Tessen's agenda.
Of course, but I would point something out. The only reason Devuda isn't already burning is that Clan Tessen poses a threat. As I'm sure you're all well aware in the Slim Circle, as with all circles of the Empire, there's one province which holding grants you the right to vote on the next emperor. And it just so happens to be Devuda. And if you mark the progress of House Garbon West, barring a recent little uprising after conquest, you'd note the Duchess's forces are on the cusp of invading Devuda. Many of her forces were dispersed to the west during your campaign in Cathadak, in fact. But now, it seems Cathadak has changed its traditional role, no longer imperially recognized as hobbits, due to the Typhoon's ascent. Alongside Lazagadek, no less. You've met them both. Tell me,
That thing.
Laza and Taka, what do you make of them as leaders, as rulers? Do they also favor the ceasefires you speak of?
I'll look around the table.
Tento, you're like just getting your stuff handed back to you after getting the black iron. You're like, you're good.
Thanks. You guys are so thorough.
Yes, well, security is a must here. I mean, our Man of the house has seen a better part of 1,000 years. The Fae probably have him on the trading cards by now.
He says as he gets one of his magic bracelet dagger out of the way.
Wink.
No. I honestly don't reveal that back.
No.
I just find it funny.
Mhm.
You know, Pokemon Point and authority and all that good jazz.
Mm-hmm. So Tento, yeah, you're free to walk about the palace. You see to the north is like this place with the big painting. West, east, you hear talking. But yeah, so Calrinia is asking you guys about what you think Athadak's next move is. What you think the leaders would want? Do they want peace, war?
I think they'll be great leaders. I don't think they want peace though.
Ooh, what's that thing?
They want to. Tento,
Yeah.
what is
Huh?
the first thing you do when you come into a room? Is to check out and pick up something.
Yeah.
Hello.
We're guests here.
So Tento, do you try and like grab and pick it up?
I know, since like Kabacha pointed me
Yeah.
out, no.
And he says, "Oh, it's quite all right, Tento. I assure you, I've known plenty of people like you in my years. You pleasantly remind me of the friends long gone. By all means,
Oh, that's disappointing. That's
try
depressing.
to lift it."
Okay.
Yeah. So Tento walks up. It will not come off the table.
Hmm.
It doesn't even give the impression of any motion upon it, like any force is acted upon it.
Interesting.
Calrinia says, "Only those of the Rivara bloodline may wield the power staff. I assure you, the arcanery is solid."
Noted. Is that my plate?
Yours is up here at the left.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, I was walking
Yeah.
past this way.
So
Yes.
so Cabancho and Lonnie.
Yeah,
Is
that plate's yours.
Zion, I guess you're not eating, or are you?
No, I'm not.
Cabancho and Tento, are you two? Lonnie and Cabancho, have you two been eating?
Yes.
Yeah, Camacho's been eating.
All right, it is
I'm
a
definitely
nice
Is
amount.
it good food?
Oh, this is first of all, you've never like these fibrous fruit, these greens. You've never had a finer growth outside of maybe pure wild that you caught at just the right time to be perfectly ripe. But the chefery that's been put into the sauce, the combination, even the dressing with the greens is top notch. It is like it drips like a softer honey in your mouth. It is excellent. The juice of the fruit, the crunch arrangement of the leaves that have all been properly arranged to absorb the right amount of spice and mild flavors. And yeah, he notices and he says, "Oh my, do you have a wound to your hand?"
Tento's like,
What are
oh,
you
doing? It's just a small cut.
Says-
Cuts.
He says, "Worry yourself not." And he plucks. He pulls up his string instrument, plucks a metal string. It reverberates with and like there's a voice beyond voices, a tone reverberating. That's kind of like what Lonnie casts actually. And all of a sudden, like the bloodstain fades, Tento, and the pain goes away.
Oh.
Yeah, and if you peel back the bandage, perfectly healed the wound.
Oh, crap.
You're also at full health.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Even
wow.
that's how hurt you were. He
Yeah.
just said full
amazing.
health.
Yeah, you just said full health.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Mind if
amazing.
I take a look at this?
And Calrenia says, "Oh, you're free to inspect it, but we can save. I would say one attempt to lift per course. Yes, inspect it by all means, though. I think you may find its craftsmanship similar to your own." And the next course of the meal is brought, and there is sort of like a refresher, but not yet decadent scone. In amidst the drink, there is wine and juice provided in addition to these things.
You see Tento just eat the scone in one bite. Yang.
It says,
Is
Pac-Man.
there-
charming. There's also some finer liquor brought out.
Is there any mechanism